you, Duke?
He went out front with Ellie to fetch the mail. I sure wish they'd hurry. I'm expecting a letter from my sweetie in Hooterville.
Sam Drucker?
You guessed it, kid. That's my fella.
Well, you keep him in the sugar jar, do you?
That's where he belongs, the sweet old rascal.
Here's you and Sam are kind of serious.
I guess you think it's kind of silly for someone so old.
Not at all.
Of course, I ain't no chicken myself.
Granny, you got a letter from Hooterville.
Let me have it.
Oh, it's coming with the rest of the mail by Pony Express.
Pony Express.
Come on, Red Ryder. Come on, give Granny her letter.
The mails ain't slow enough. I have to have an 8 for a postmaster. This ain't from Sam. Take a whiff.
Smells mighty good, Granny.
Not as good as Sam's letters. Oh, this is for Jethro from Billy Joe Bradley. Give me my letter.
This one smells better than Billy Joe's letter.
Not as good as Sam's. This one's for Jethro, too, from Bobby Joe Bradley.
Hey, Jethro, couple letters for you.
Now, listen, you little goomer, you give me my letter, or you and me is gonna play cowboy and Indian, and the Indian is gonna win. This is from Sam, that romantic devil.
It smells better than them other two. I'm pretty near scared to sniff it. Maybe you're wrong, Granny, but that smells like spare rib.
Told you he was a romantic devil. The last letter was ham hocks, and the one before that was pickled pig's feet.
Maybe you ought to keep Sam's picture in a lard can.
Oh, Jed.
Spare rib?
Oh, it's gone beyond that.
Well, no, sow belly.
I best go sit down. This is bound to be a proposal.
Now, Granny, before you get your hopes up too high, you reckon them fragrances could be on account of Sam writing his letters on butcher paper?
Oh, no, kid. This ain't no accident. That rascal knows what he's doing. He has done stirred up the fires that I thought was banked for good. Jethro, I'd like to be alone while I read my love letter.
You think you've got a love letter? Get a whiff of these.
That's kid stuff.
The heck it is. Both of them beautiful Bradley girls has promised to marry me.
Both of them?
Yeah, they know us big Hollywood producers has always got lots of wives.
Not at the same time, booby.
Well, then they'll just have to take turns. I'll marry Billy Joe one day and Bobby Joe the next.
Jethro marries like he eats. Can't wait for the second helping.
Sit down, Jed, and I'll read you my letter.
Ain't it kind of personal?
Oh, you might find it a mite racy, but you're a grown man.
True.
If it commences to give you high blood, just raise your hand and you can leave the room.
That's fair warning.
Dear Granny, I hope you will come to Hooterville for Christmas, all of you. Did you hear that, Jed? He wants all of me.
Takes a bit right in his teeth, don't he?
Yesterday I saged my sausage, skinned my chitlins, and hung my ham. I hope you like them, sugar. Bold rascal.
Oh, he sugar, did he?
Read it for yourself.
I think that goes with the next line. I hope you like them sugar cured.
Read your own mail.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help.
Your fire's been banked so long he's done gone out.
Yeah, now.
All right, you just make arrangements to get us to Hooterville, and I'll take it from there.
Fair enough. I'll go talk to Mr. Drysdale.
He's alone now, Sam. Lay it on the line, you saucy scalawag.
Granny, are we going to Hooterville for Christmas?
Yeah, honey, but don't bother me now. I think Sam's building up to a proposal.
Well, is Mr. Drysdale going to take care of my critters like he done Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
To hear that, Fairchild? Mr. Drysdale's going to be giving you breakfast in bed again.
Oh, no, he ain't. Not in my house.
Oh, but Fairchild likes it.
Well, I don't. Now, you let Mr. Drysdale board him over to his place and let him get his sheets all torn up with them claws.
Fairchild wouldn't do that?
He wouldn't, huh? Come, take a look. Look what he done to my very desk. He's eaten my letter. Come back here. Spit it out, you hairy varmint.
I reckon he liked it because it smelled of strawberry.
Never mind that. Go get it back.
What's all he yelling about?
Ellie's bear read my letter before I had time to read it. Now I don't know whether Sam proposed to me or not. Did. Go ram your hand down his throat and fetch it out of his stomach for me.
I believe I'll pass on that.
You can do it. You got long arms.
Yeah, I want to keep him that way. Maybe Ellie can get him to cough it up.
Well, if she don't, we're having brisket of bear for supper tonight.
Well, good morning, Chief.
Miss Hathaway, are you responsible for the employees of this bank referring to me as Ebenezer Scrooge?
No, why do you ask?
When I came through the lobby just now, they all chanted in unison, "Here come the Scrooge! Here come the Scrooge!"
Now, Chief, in all fairness to the employees, you do not display much holiday spirit.
What do they want from me? I gave them half a day off on Christmas. I let them celebrate with their families.
Your employees can't afford families.
They're lucky they're not spending Christmas in jail.
Jail?
Yes, look what I just took out of my suggestion box. Shocking, vicious, sadistic. I should turn them over to the vice squad. And those are just from the women.
If you would only display a little generosity, a Christmas bonus, a few gifts.
I refuse to commercialize Christmas just to kowtow to my pampered employees.
You're all hearts.
Drysdale, can I bother you a minute?
Oh, come in, come in.
Howdy, Miss Jean.
Clampett?
Hey, that's quite a blaze you got going there.
Oh, yes, well, you see, every Christmas I burn all the widows' mortgages.
What does it feel like working for a man like Mr. Drysdale?
Well, I'll tell you.
She just told me, she said, Chief, you're all heart.
What's that?
Mr. Drysdale's employees, they're staging a demonstration.
Go put it down. I mean, go talk to them.
Me?
Sounds to me like it's you they want, Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, you're right. They love me. I'm a father image to them. Coming. I'm coming, children.
Hey, sure hope this operation ain't gonna take too long.
It won't. Get my gloves out of the sterilizer and put them on me.
Sure am anxious to get to Hooterville.
Me too.
What else you want me to do?
Fetch in the patient, lay him on the operating table, and hold him down whilst I make my incision.
Well, that sounds simple enough. Who's the patient?
His name is Fairchild. He's out back.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you mean Ellie's bear?
That's right. I gotta remove a letter out of his stomach.
I ain't gonna hold down no bear while you whittle on him.
It's all right. I aim to give him a good, stiff jolt of anesthetic.
I for sure ain't gonna hold down no drunk bear.
Do you want to learn to be a doctor or don't you?
Not like this. No, sir. Not me. No.
You're a chicken intern.
That's right. I'll hold a chicken for you, but not a bear.
You scared of a little blood?
When it's mine, yes, ma'am.
All right. Set up my X-ray camera. And if we hurry, maybe I can read my letter without opening them up.
Back!
Did you break up the employee demonstration?
Demonstration? It was out-and-out mutiny. They demanded the full day off Christmas. Oh, I can't control with these anymore. Get me a couple of police dogs and some tear gas.
Mr. Clampett is in your office.
Oh, that's right.
And here, while you were flogging the mutineers, they sent up this beautiful gift.
There you see. They need discipline. They love me all the more for it. It shows them that I care. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Clampett. Oh, my employees gave me this.
Well, ain't that nice? I reckon a fellow in your position can always use a clock.
How do you know it's a clock?
I can hear it ticking.
Get away!
Yes, Chief?
Soak this in water! Quickly! Quickly!
That ain't too good for a clock, is it?
It's a water clock. An old Egyptian water clock. Very rare and valuable.
Folks here at the bank sure must think the world of you.
Yes, they wanted to give me a big blowout.
Makes a fella glad to be alive, doesn't it?
Very glad.
Well, I'll get right down to business. First off, I want to thank you for taking care of Ellie's critters while we was in Hooterville.
My pleasure.
Oh, you enjoyed it, did you?
Had a wonderful time. Loved every minute of it.
Even the bear?
Oh, Fairchild? Oh, we're pals, buddies. Love that bear.
Good, then I don't feel like I'm imposing when I ask you to do it again.
Again?
Yep, we're going back to Hooterville for Christmas.
You're leaving me with the bear?
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, please, please.
Well, you don't have to beg, Mr. Drysdale. We're glad to give you the pleasure.
All right, Jethro. When I give the word, set off the flash powder.
Granny, this ain't no X-ray camera.
Do you think you know more about it than the drummer that sold it to me?
I know this camera can't take no picture of the inside of that bear. It's pitch black in there. That's what you gotta light up.
And how do we do that, Mr. Sixth Grade graduate?
Simple. We mix a little of this here flash powder with honey and have the bear to swallow.
Well, how do we set it off?
That's simple, too. Unscrew the bulb out of the lamp. Now turn on the switch. Now there is live electricity in there. But that bear don't know that because he's a dumb animal.
So,
We put some honey in there. Then when Mr. Stupid yonder sticks his tongue in to get the honey...
would you do that again, Jethro? I wasn't watching.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Jethro! What happened? You weren't set upon by angry bank employees, were you?
No, ma'am. These is powder burns from the explosion.
Were you there when the clock went off?
No, ma'am, but I was there when the flash powder went off.
Flash powder?
Yes, ma'am. I was holding it in my hand when I stuck my tongue in the light socket.
You know, Jethro, I'm not going to ask you any more questions.
I'd appreciate that.
Sit down. Take off your hat.
I'd rather leave it on until my hair grows back.
No, I promise. Now, well, what can I do for you?
I'd like to borrow your fancy red convertible to drive to Hooterville. You see, the Bradley girls think I'm a big Hollywood producer.
Oh, hi, Billy Joe. Bobby Joe.
Good morning, Mr. Drucker. I put your postmaster cap back on. We have 2 more love letters to mail to our fiancé, Jethro. And these are going to need stamps made of asbestos. Yes, we're telling him our plans for the honeymoon.
Oh, you girls hadn't ought to fool that boy.
Fool him? He told us he was a big Hollywood producer. He promised to make us stars. And proposed to both of us. And we both accepted. So, let's just see how he gets out of this mess.
Well, I just hope you don't scare the whole Clampett family out of coming to Hooterville for Christmas.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Granny wouldn't miss seeing her sweetie.
Oh.
We know you've been writing to her.
Well, nothing like this, not love letters, just newsy stuff. Fact is, I wrote them on butcher paper.
Christopher Marlowe wrote some of his most passionate poetry on butcher paper. come live with me and be my love. Oh, I bet Sam topped that. Come live with me in Hooterville, and we will all...
Oh, now, doggone it, you girls cut that out. Granny ain't got a serious thought in her head about me.
He proposed. He didn't propose. He proposed. He didn't propose. He proposed. He didn't.
Granny, I just talked to Mr. Drysdale. We's all set to go to Hooterville.
Wait a minute, Jed. He proposed it. He didn't propose. What do you know?
I take it you didn't get Sam's letter back.
It's driving me crazy, Jed. I don't know whether he asked me to get married or to go fishing.
Yeah? Why don't you play it safe? Take a wedding dress and a bait bucket.
They fun. Suspense is just killing me.
Well, why don't you do a little fishing on the telephone?
What you mean?
Call up Sam, hint around. Maybe you can find out what he wrote.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Now, look, girls, I don't have any more time for nonsense. Here, help yourself to stamp. Postmark those and put them in the out-of-town box.
I'll get it. Truck ashore. Really? Just a minute. Oh, Sam, it's for you. It's Granny from Beverly Hills. Well, we're going to have to start writing our love letters on butcher paper.
Hello?
Who was that flibbity-jibbity? Oh, Sam, it's for you.
Oh, that was Bobby Joe Bradley. Did you get my letter?
I sure did, Sam. That was a dandy letter. Do you remember what you wrote? Do you remember the question you asked me?
Yeah.
He popped the question. Well, Sam, it was sure sweet reading it, but it would be even sweeter if I was hearing it from your own lips.
You mean right now? Well, here it is. Will you come to Hooterville for Christmas, all of you?
That was your question?
One of you.
Try me on another one.
Well, I don't remember everything word for word. Where is the letter?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Let me ask you a question, Sam. I'm wondering what to pack. Should I bring something old and something new and something borrowed and something blue?
Oh, for the wedding.
Yeah.
Well, Granny, about that wedding.
Listen, don't you dare tell her that we're putting Jethro on.
Well, listen, Granny, we'll have to talk about that after you get here.
But Sam!
No, I'm awful sorry. I can't talk now. You hurry on to Hooterville, and we'll be looking for you. Bye.
Glad you're back, boy. We's ready to start for Hooterville.
Not me. I ain't going.
Why not?
Because I don't want to spend Christmas in the Hooterville jail. And Mr. Drysdale says that's where I'll be if I show my face up there.
How come?
Because I promised to marry both the Bradley girls. He says they'll get me for alienation of affection, a breach of promise, a bigamy, fraud, and something called a proli-noli dictum.
What's a proli-noli dictum?
I ain't sure, but he said they could send me to the electric chair.
Electric chair?
Yes, sir. And once you stuck your tongue in a light socket, you don't want no part of that rascal.
I think he was just green.
Leave him here, Jed. I just can't wait no longer.
Well, how are we going to get there if Jethro don't drive us?
Oh, I'll drive you down to the bank and Miss Jane can drive you the rest of the way.
Fairchild's ready to go stay with Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, you don't have to leave him there now, Ellie. Jethro's staying home.
Oh, no, I ain't. The police might come looking for me here, and they ain't gonna get me for no proli-noli dictum.
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale. I wonder if I could ask you another little favor.
Anything. The answer is yes before you even ask.
Thank you. Miss Jane, would you mind driving us to Hooterville?
I'd love to.
Wait a minute. What about Jethro?
I'm staying with you, Mr. Drysdale. I might need a lawyer.
Here's your friend, Mr. Drysdale. He's just a honing and a pining to spend Christmas with you.
Mr. Drysdale, here's a present for you.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
Oh, it ain't for me. The tellers downstairs asked me to give it to you.
They sure love that man.
Well, let's go. Merry Christmas.
Merry
What you crying for, Mr. Drysdale? You got me, you got Fairchild, and you got this beautiful present. Sounds like a clock.
Yeah. I may let this one go off.
Say good.
Take your shoes off. I'll come back now.
This has been a very nice presentation.
Dog! Santa Claus has been here. Ham hocks? Smoked turkey? Goat cheese? And a whole side of barbecued beef. Oh, I sure got my letter. Uh-oh. That might be the Bradley girls looking for me. Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills. Jane Hathaway speaking.
Is that you, Jethro?
Is that you, Uncle Jed?
Yeah?
Well, if that's you, this is me.
Oh, Merry Christmas, boy. Did Santa Claus remember you?
He sure did. There's enough victuals here to last me pretty near all day.
Good, good. Say, I've been trying to call Mr. Drysdale, but ain't no answer at his house.
Oh, he's been sleeping here, Uncle Jed. Ellie's bear, Fairchild, is so crazy about him, he won't let Mr. Drysdale out of his sight.
Rotten bear. Kicks, snores, takes all the covers, eats in bed. I might as well spend the night with my wife.
Did you get your call through to Beverly Hills, Mr. Clampett?
Yes, sir, and I sure do thank you for all your trouble.
Oh, my pleasure. I was coming in to open the store anyway and bring this bank you gave me.
Well, that old bank of yours looked like it was kind of bulging at the hinges.
Yeah, thanks to the savings account you folks opened for Betty and Steve's baby. I think I'll transfer the funds right now. Miss Hathaway ain't back yet.
Doggy, a rabbit's foot.
Yeah, that's my insurance.
Does it work?
Ain't been robbed yet.
And a buckeye.
Well, you folks been putting in so much money, I figured I'd better double my coverage.
Yeah, I reckon a banker can't have too much protection. This sure is a dandy buckeye. You got any more like this?
I'm curing a whole bunch of them in the back room. Help yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, maybe Granny'd like one, too.
She would for a fact.
Mr. Drucker, I have just had the most exhilarating drive through your charming village.
I'm glad you like it, Miss Hathaway.
I understand that every Christmas you decorate the Hooterville Cannonball and ride through the valley singing Christmas carols.
Yeah, we've been doing that for years.
I can't wait to join in.
Good. Well, we'll be ready to go in just a minute. I just transferred my money from my old bank to the one Mr. Clampett gave me.
I thought my boss was the only one who opened his bank on Christmas Day.
Oh, you're joking. He don't really.
He should be arriving at the office just about now. May I call and wish him a Merry Christmas?
Of course.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Drysdale.
Ah, humbug! What are you doing in here? Can't you read? This is private! Now get back to your bookkeeping.
Oh, but Mr. Drysdale, your employees requested me to hand you this petition, asking you to let them go home and have Christmas dinner with their loved ones.
No one of those goofballs ever get any work done. They spend all their time signing petitions.
You didn't even read it.
I know it by heart. It hasn't changed in 20 years. Now pick up that mess, litterbug. And then go downstairs. downstairs and tell those malcontents if they want something for Christmas, I'll give them a taste of the cat.
You seem exceptionally mean this morning.
I am mean. I spent half the night playing Santa Claus, gift wrapping ham hocks and goat cheese, and the other half in bed with an old bear.
How is Mrs. Drysdale?
Hello? A collect call for Miss Hathaway? No, I won't accept the charges.
But, Chief, there's no payphone here, and I only wanted to say 2 words. Merry Christmas.
And I have 2 words for you. You're fired.
Fired? Well, what for?
For deserting your post.
But you said I could drive the Clampetts to Hooterville.
Well, now you can stay there.
Very well. Perhaps I'll go to work for Mr. Drucker. He's just opened a new bank.
A new bank. And that's one horse town. I don't believe it.
Well, it's true.
Mighty dandy Buckeye.
Mr. Clampett gave him a new bank for Christmas. Well, perhaps you'd like to hear it from Mr. Clampett himself. It's Mr. Drysdale.
Oh. Merry Christmas, Mr. Drysdale. Well, yeah, I did. Well, Granny and me had put so much money in his old bank it wouldn't hold no more, so I gave him a new one. Hello? Hello? Mr. Drysdale, you there?
Wake up. No heartbeat. Oh, I forgot he hasn't got one. Help somebody! Help! Mr. Drysdale's fainted!
What do you think you're doing?
I'm just waiting for the glue to dry on these new letters.
Get back to your bookkeeping.
But I'm the manager now,
Says who?
says our new president. Just a minute, can't you read? It says private.
Thank you for the beautiful Christmas gift, Chief.
Well, you deserve it after 11 years of faithful service, Miss Hathaway.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Mr. Drucker.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Cratchit.
And your employees have asked me to hand you this testimonial letter, thanking you for their raise, their bonus, their pension, their profit-sharing plan, their paid-up insurance, their shorter hours, and a 5-day week, and especially for personally paying off all their mortgages.
My pleasure.
You're a wonderful man, Chief.
Stop calling him chief. I'm your chief.
Not anymore, Mr. Drysdale. You're just one of us Indians now. Oh, can I plug in, Mr. Drucker?
For me, Mr. Cratchit.
No. That would be mean. There are 65 other employees waiting to flog him.
But I want to be first. Me first.
All right. Everyone will get a chance. Call in all the other employees.
He's coming too. Miss Hathaway always said a 20 would do it.
Don't flog me, please. Everyone can have the rest of Christmas off. Go home to your loved one.
I wonder what could be keeping Sam and Jed and Miss Jane.
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, Granny.
Do you reckon that Sam could be asking Jed for my hand?
Granny, is it really that serious between you and Mr. Drucker?
He wrote me a letter proposing to me.
Really? Well, then it's settled.
Well, I think he proposed, but before I could get to that part, Ellie's bear ate my letter.
Bear? What are you talking about?
True. I was sitting at the kitchen table reading Sam's letter when...
Granny, are we going to Hooterville for Christmas?
Yeah, honey, but don't bother me now. I think Sam's building up to a proposal.
Well, is Mr. Drysdale going to take care of my critters like he done Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You hear that, Fairchild? Mr. Drysdale's going to be giving you breakfast in bed again.
Oh, no, he ain't. Come take a look. Look what he done to my very best. trying to figure out whether I'm engaged or not. It's driving me crazy.
Merry Christmas.
Could that be Sam?
Oh, I think it's Steve.
Oh, it's the little mama and
Merry
the papa.
Christmas.
And my precious baby. Oh, let me see the little darling. Beautiful. Beautiful. Looks more like me every day.
Would you like to hold her, Granny?
Oh, I'd love to, honey, but I better not. I'm a nervous wreck.
What's the trouble?
My sweetie's keeping me on needles and pins.
Your sweetie?
Sam Drucker.
She doesn't know if they're engaged or not. The bear ate Sam's proposal.
Yeah. Honey, let's go out and come in again.
I know. You're going to sing your new song for Granny. It's just what she needs. Oh, please do, Steve. It's beautiful. Now, you sit down right here and listen. This song tells you how to get more out of life by living one day at a time.
One day at a time, I'm living one day at a time, a fleeting moment out of time that finds you near me. What is that a plan for, to hope for, hang on to? Though we may want to, too soon it's gone. There is now, and now is past. So live as if the clock were fast, as if each moment were the last. To see and hear me, if there's no tomorrow, no heartbreak, no sorrow, there's so much to give if you only live one day at a time. It will happen one day, a Sunday, a Monday. So refill your cup as the sun comes up, one day at a time.
Thank you, Steve. That was beautiful. Just what I needed.
That song was really inspiring.
It sure was. Now, let's all go to the kitchen and get to work.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm getting hustled by a bear, that's what. He ain't fooling me. He's a checker shark.
You mean he beat you?
4 straight games. He won my ham hocks, my smoked turkey, my goat cheese, and now, my sausages.
What about the side of beef?
He won that, too, except I ate it for breakfast.
Jethro, listen, you've got to drive me to Hooterville. I don't have a car.
I ain't going near Hooterville. I promised to marry the Bradley girls. You said yourself they'd put me in jail.
Well, I didn't. I'll take care of it.
I ain't taking no chances.
No, look, Jethro, I've got to get there. Your Uncle Jetta's given Sam Drucker a new bank, and he's putting all his money in it. If I don't get there in time, I'll lose $80 million.
Look at it this way, Mr. Drysdale. Money ain't everything.
No wonder that bear beat you. All right, if you won't drive me, can I borrow the truck?
Help you sail.
Oh, thank you, Jethro. I'll be back in a few days, and take good care of Fairchild.
Hold it! You ain't leaving me here alone with this hairy Minnesota fats.
Jethro!
If you goes, he goes. I ain't sharing no bed or no bath with no 400-pound checker hustler.
But I can't ride through the streets with a bear. What will people think?
Put some clothes on him and they'll think he's a hippie. Here's your directions, Mr. Drysdale. With Granny's white lightning in the gas tank, you'll make Hooterville by dark.
Yeah, with Fairchild in the front seat, I'll be lucky to make it out of town.
Don't worry, Mr. Drysdale. Just leave by way of the Sunset Strip and nobody will even notice him. Oh, and if you get tired, let the bear drive. Merry Christmas! Looky there.
I guess I was wrong. There can't be much work to do if Uncle Joe's asleep.
Stranger, that's a sure sign there's work to do.
Drucker, I need your help.
How much?
Not money. Heck, I make $1.50 a week. That's enough to marry Ellie on, ain't it?
Yeah, considering she's worth $20 million.
20 million? Who's got 20 million?
Ellie ain't Clampett. So's Granny.
Granny's got 20 million?
Well, Mr. Clampett's got 80, and he told me it's split 4 ways.
Wonder if that sweet little woman needs any help in the kitchen.
Now, what is it, Eb?
I can't get up the nerve to propose to Ellie. Will you do it for me?
Oh, that won't work.
Sure it will. I'm just a dumb old country boy. You're a merchant prince.
I'm a general storekeeper.
Also a postmaster, and a banker, and a judge. You can sentence her to marry me.
Look, Eb, I'll tell you what I'll do. If I get a chance, I'll put in a good word for you, okay?
You gotta do more than that.
Well, I'll tell her you're a fine catch.
That's it. Lie for me.
Any news yet, Granny? Did Mr. Drucker ask for a hand?
No, he didn't.
Oh, well then how about taking us up on our suggestion? It wouldn't take long. We've got all the equipment.
No, I'm going to catch him fair and square.
Okay. Well, call us if you change your mind.
All right.
Come on, Bobby Joe. Let's finish up.
What was that all about?
That's girl talk, Jed. Where's Slippery Sam?
He's out on the porch last I seen him.
Mr. Drucker, Ed said you wanted to talk to me.
Oh, yeah, Allie Mae. Let's sit down over here for a minute. Eb's an awful nice boy, don't you think?
Sure do. Awful shy, though.
Yeah, well, he's a country boy. And he asked me to... Well, I'm a justice of the peace, you see, and I can marry folks.
I know.
Well, look, Ellie, I'll get right to the point. You like Eb well enough to marry him?
Well, gee, I don't know. This is awful sudden, Mr. Drucker. Getting married's mighty serious business.
I know, Ellie. Well, you take your time, think it over, and if your answer is yes, I'll marry you.
Okay. Girls, Bobby Joe, Billy Joe.
What is it, Granny?
He likes him young, so I'm putting myself in your hands. Work your magic on me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
There's an old saying, if the fish ain't biting, change your bait.
Has anyone seen Granny? She's disappeared.
Sam, where are you hiding my golden girl?
But I haven't seen her.
Fess up, you're trying to take her away from me.
You're nuts.
How'd you like to settle this man to man?
Well, okay.
Okay, then just step outside.
Sure.
Excuse me.
Get your choice of weapons, red or black.
You want to play checkers?
$20 million. Winner take all.
Uncle Joe, Mr. Drucker, Bobby and I can clear up the mystery for you. Granny's upstairs. Yes, we offered to help her with her makeup and wardrobe, but things got out of hand. She went so far overboard that we gave up.
Hello, boys. You two go in with the old folks and leave us kids alone. How do you, sweetie? Well, come on over here under the mistletoe.
Joe, your golden girl's talking to you.
She ain't talking to me.
Come on over here, handsome.
Handsome. By golly, she is talking to me.
Where are you going?
I gotta finish decorating the train so we can sing Christmas carols tonight.
Let him go. Come on over here, Sammy. Let's play post office.
I just remembered. I promised to help Joe decorate the train.
It ain't true that blondes have more fun. He's too old for me anyway.
With boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. Here's reason to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Come now, our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Roll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
Wait a minute now. Before we commence the next song, who would like some more egg? How about you, Sam?
I think I've had enough, Granny. I could swear I just saw a bear driving a truck.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
This has been a very nice presentation.
We sure are obliged to you for driving us to Hooterville.
Oh, my pleasure, Mr. Clampett. Christmas at Petticoat Junction was a delightful experience.
Come on in, have something to eat, Miss Jane.
Very well.
Granny, I think you better check the pantry first. Remember, Jethro's been home.
Oh, and besides, I better hurry next door and check in with the chief.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale's staying here, taking care of my bear.
Really?
Well, Fairchild just loves Mr. Drysdale. Bet you they've been having a lot of fun together.
I wonder who's been doing the cooking.
Likely Mr. Drysdale.
Well, if Mr. Drysdale's been doing the cooking for Jethro and Ellie's bear, he ain't had much time for banking.
Boy, am I glad you're all back, especially you, Granny. I love you. Can I carry you into the house?
Oh, if it makes you happy, Jethro.
Oh, it does. I want to get you to the stove as quick as I can.
Ah, you put me down. Let's see.
You're all heart, boy.
He's all stomach.
Here's something, take those.
Yes, sir.
Jethro, apparently you weren't too happy with the chief's cooking.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale? He ain't been here since Christmas.
He ain't.
Oh, no, sir. He took the truck and Ellie's bear and drove to Hooterville to join you.
He never got there.
Wait a minute, Jed. When we was on that train, Christmas night singing carols, I recollect Sam Drucker looking out the window and saying he seen a bear driving a truck.
Yeah, and we just thought he'd had too much eggnog.
No, that was Fairchild. I learned him how to drive so he could spell Mr. Drysdale at the wheel.
A bear?
He ain't bad, Granny. He hogs the road a lot, but the other drivers never complain.
I wonder why he didn't stop in Hooterville.
That town is easy to miss in the daytime, but at night, with no lights to speak of on that truck.
No grace to speak of neither.
But she runs good. I filled the gas tank with Granny's White Lightning.
What?
And I gave him plenty of extra jugs for the trip back.
That stuff is liquid dynamite.
I'll say it is. Maybe he overshot Hooterville.
I certainly hope we hear from him.
If he runs into something, the whole countryside will hear from him.
Hey, Who are you?
I'm the sheriff. Who are you?
Oh, I'm the president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Oh. Well, who's your friend? The mayor?
He's not my friend. He's just a rotten, no-good hippie bear.
You ride around with bears a lot, do you?
Oh, of course not. Now, look, Sheriff, I can explain everything. I must admit it does seem a bit peculiar.
No, not at all. Just let me see your driver's license.
Yes, sure. Oh, my wallet's missing.
Maybe your hippie friend rolled you.
No, it probably dropped out of my pocket. You see, we've been sleeping on the ground a lot because these lousy motels around here won't give us a room.
No fool. That's mighty unfriendly of them.
Everybody's been unfriendly. We drive up to a farmhouse, you use the phone, ask for a little food, they sick the dogs on us.
We're going to make up for all that. We want you to be a guest of the county for a while.
Well, now, that's more like it. You mean I'm under arrest?
That's right.
What for? What are the charges?
For a starter, hauling moonshine.
Now, look, Sheriff, you've got it all wrong. I just use this stuff to run the truck on.
You mean you use the truck to run this stuff on?
Keep your voice down and put that corn whiskey away. If he wakes up and sees that jug, he'll go for it.
You mean you let that bear drink?
Try and stop him. He's sleeping one off now, and when he wakes up with a hangover, ooh, he's mean.
You gotta be crazy to be riding around with a drunken bear.
That's nothing, but when he's driving, then it's nervous.
Let's go. Follow me.
Where are we going?
We're going to the courthouse, and if I look back and see that bear driving, you're in big trouble.
You rotten bear. I had to undress you and put you to bed. You ought to be in the drunk tank.
Mr. Drysdale, I just made that phone call to your bank.
Oh, good. Did you speak to Miss Hathaway?
No, she wasn't there.
Well, whoever you spoke to, I'm sure they gave you the word.
They sure did. Said they never heard of you.
Are you sure you talked to the Commerce Bank?
That's the one.
Well, who'd you talk to? I'll fire them.
I couldn't catch the fellow's name. He was laughing too hard.
Did you tell him his boss was in jail?
Yes, sir. And that's when he started laughing.
You let me out of here! I know my rights! I want to learn! Oh, excuse me, Fairchild. I'll be quiet. Go back to sleep. That's a good bear.
Join us, Miss Hathaway. We are celebrating.
New Year's Eve is past.
We're celebrating something better than that.
Yeah, we finally got him. Public enemy number 1. He's in jail. Woo!
Skinflint Drysdale.
Yeah, the beast of Beverly Hills.
Where is Mr. Drysdale?
Promise me you'll keep it a secret.
Of course not. He must be released immediately.
Oh, he'll never be released. They've got him for vagrancy, bootlegging, and contributing to the delinquency of a bear.
Mr. Cratchit, do you want the doors of this bank to close?
Oh, yes, that's a great idea. We'll make it a legal holiday, Liberation Day. We'll hang out flags and bunting, and we'll let all the employees go off on a picnic.
The only place we are going is to the town where Mr. Drysdale is being held, and we are going to take him out of that jail.
No. I'll have no part of a lynch mob.
I mean, we are going to bail him out.
Do we have to, Miss Hathaway?
You may return to the secretarial pool, Miss King.
Yes, ma'am. Nice try, Bobby.
Thank you, Kathy, dear. Thank you.
Now then, Mr. Cratchit, where is Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, he's in a town called Ripley.
Where is that? I've never heard of Ripley.
Oh, but you will. We're going to make it a national slang. The town where they captured a notorious Melbourne Drysdale.
Mr. Cratchit, where is Ripley?
I'll never tell, Miss Hathaway. Never.
Mr. Cratchit, you come back here.
Granny, Miss Jane says Fairchild's in jail.
Your bear?
Yes, sir. We got to get him out right away.
Whereabouts is he, Miss Jean?
In a little town called Ripley, but what's even more disturbing
we got
is
to do something. Get a lawyer. Call the Supreme Court. Granny, bake Fairchild a cake with the saw in it. Calm down, Ellie. Well, it's all Jethro's fault. Just wait till I find him.
He's done turned Bessie into a short-order cook, and now he's going to have my buyer on a chain gang.
Sorry, Miss Jane, but Ellie sets great store by them critters.
Yes, well, there's another critter she failed to mention who is also under arrest, Mr. Drysdale.
What?
Well, as I understand it, he's sharing a cell with Ellie's bear in the Ripley jail.
Where is Ripley?
Well, I couldn't find it in the map, but it must be somewhere between here and Hooterville.
I'll bet Sam Drucker would know. He's the postmaster and the justice of the peace.
Good thinking, Granny. Give him a call. How come they got Mr. Drysdale in the lockup?
They claim he's a vagrant.
Is that bad?
Well, I'm afraid so.
I knew a whole family of them back home. Herb and Louise Vagrant. The nicest folks you ever want to meet.
Well, in this case, a vagrant is someone who doesn't work, a loafer.
Oh, well, they couldn't be kin to Herb. He was a worker.
Hello, Sam. This is Granny. How's things in Hooterville?
Well, fine, Granny. You folks get home all right?
Oh, we had a dandy trip. Good weather all the way. How's it there? Oh, a few sprinkles and a snow flurry, huh? Well, you keep bundled up and wear your overshoes. Don't you catch cold, you handsome rascal, you.
Granny.
Why?
Ask him about Ripley.
I gotta give him some sweet talk first to let him know I care. The man's in love.
Drysdale's in jail.
Say, Sam, do you know anything about a town called Ripley?
Well, yeah, Granny, that's over in Jasper County.
He knows where it is. Now, can I get back to my sweet talk?
Give me the phone. You know, Mr. Drucker? This here's Jed Clampett. Say, there's a real good friend of ours named Drysdale. He's in the calaboose over to Ripley. You know anybody over there can help him?
Well, I could try. I know the judge over there. No, I'll be happy to do it. I'll call you from there. Okay, bye. Hey, Fred, can I borrow your truck to run over to Ripley?
I reckon so. But take it easy. Arnold's asleep on the front seat. He's up half the night watching the Late Show.
You know, Fred, you treat that pig better than you do your wife.
Have you seen Doris lately?
Well, I'll drive carefully and try not to wake Arnold.
Oh, he wants to be woke up at 1:30 so he can listen to his radio serial.
What station do I tune in?
Oh, he'll do it. It's his favorite soap opera, Just Plain Swell.
Okay.
Sam.
Yeah?
What time are you coming back?
Well, just as quick as I can, Fred. You see, a friend of a friend is in jail over in Ripley, and I want to see if I can talk the judge into taking it easy on him.
You don't mean old Vinegar Joe Johnson, the hanging judge.
Oh, now, Fred, Judge Johnson ain't so bad.
Where that man spits, grass never grows again.
He only turned mean after his wife run off with that banker from Kansas City.
You see, Fred, I won't have no trouble, as long as the prisoner ain't a banker or a city feller.
Wino. You alcoholics all alike, you never learn.
Ooh, you have bad breath, Fairchild. Bad breath.
How about a little fresh air?
Well, it's about time. But you're not out of the woods yet. I'm preferring charges against you. False arrest, false imprisonment, violation of my constitutional rights. Oh, wait till my lawyer gets through with you.
Oh, knock it off.
Oh, don't you hit me, I'll sue. I'll charge police brutality.
Will you sit down and be quiet? I'm here to take your hungover friend for a walk. I hear him groaning all over the courthouse. People think we're mistreating the prisoners.
Look, when do I get out? Listen, did you call my bank again?
Yes, and the same fella answered and he's still laughing.
Listen, I really am president of that bank. You've got to believe me.
I don't even believe it's a bank. All I hear there is rock and roll music and girls laughing and people yelling about Liberation Day.
Will you please call again and let me talk?
I can't waste the county's money on that. The Vinegar Joe wouldn't like it.
Who's Vinegar Joe?
The judge that's going to try your case if he ever gets back from fishing.
The judge is out fishing?
Yeah, and mister, you better hope he has good luck.
Hey, Pete, where'd you get the...
Where'd you get the bear? Oh, I took him off with the vagrant.
Oh, say, he's a rough-looking character. Where'd you pick him up?
Out on River Road. He was running moonshine, and the bear was riding shotgun.
You ought to be pretty fair protection.
Yeah, lucky for me, he was sleeping off the snootful.
The bear drinks?
Judging from his clothes, he probably smokes pot.
That man must be a real degenerate.
He's a bad one, Sam. Just wait till this case comes up in front of Vinegar Joe.
Where is the judge?
He's up the river fishing for white bass.
Oh, he's gonna be mean when he gets back. The bass ain't running today.
I feel sorry for that poor guy.
Yeah, well, so do I, but that's his problem. I'm looking for a fellow by the name of Drysdale.
Oh, that's him.
Oh, no, no. I gotta plead his case in front of Vinegar Joe.
I guess so. He claims he's a president of a bank in Beverly Hills.
Holy cow, a city feller and a banker.
Good luck, Sam.
Well, I'll need it. The judge is up the river and he's up the creek. Mr. Drysdale, I'm Sam Drucker.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you. Sam Drucker? So you're behind this plot. Oh, I might have known. Boss Drucker, head of the Hooterville Mafia. Finally, we meet face to face.
Yeah, and I'm getting the worst of it.
I can see it all now. You're trying to ruin me so you can have the Clampett fortune in your bank. You framed me. You had me picked up on phony charges.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Not much you don't. And leaving the cell door open, hoping that I'll make a break for it, huh? So your friend Pistol Pete can shoot me in the back. Even brought the bear outside so there wouldn't be any witnesses. Well, it won't work. You railroaded me this far, but you're not dumping me into an unmarked grave.
Mr. Drysdale, I think you're a little wrought up.
I am wised up. And I demand a fair and impartial trial before a judge.
Well, you'll get a trial just as soon as Joe gets back.
Joe?
Judge Johnson.
Oh. Well, you even have the judge in your pocket. It's Sam and Pete and Joe. Oh, what a trio. The political boss, the gunslinger, and the crooked judge.
I'd be real careful what I say about Judge Johnson. There are two kinds of men he don't like, and you're both of them.
I am a Beverly Hills banker.
Bingo.
Get out of here, you small-town gangster. I'm not knuckling under to you or your mob.
Now, Mr. Drysdale, to help you, I left my store and I rode 40 miles with a pig.
A pig?
Yeah, and he was listening to radio serials every foot of the way.
That's country justice for you. I am picked up because I have a bear sleeping in my car. But you drive around with a pig who was hooked on soap operas.
If you'll just listen...
Out! Out!
Come on down, Granny. I'm afraid I got bad news. Sam Drucker just called from Ripley.
Did he forget his overshoes and catch cold?
It's a heap more serious than that.
Has he got the sick?
It ain't Sam, Granny. It's Mr. Drysdale. He goes on trial first thing in the morning. We got to be there to help him.
Well, I've gotten the directions to Ripley. We're going to have to drive most of the night to get there in time.
What all are they holding again, Mr. Drysdale?
The charges are piling up at the minute, but the one I'm worried about is murder.
He's committed murder?
Not yet, but I'm afraid he will when he gets back to his bank.
Hear ye, hear ye. Circuit Court of Jasper County, Township of Ripley is now in session. Honorable Joe Johnson presiding. All rise.
Be seated. Is that the degenerate criminal I had to give up my fishing trip for just when the bass started biting?
That's him, Your Honor.
I object. You're calling me a criminal before I...
Sit down and shut up. You're in contempt of court just from the way you look.
Not my fault. I didn't sleep a wink last night. They were building a scaffold outside my cell.
Yeah. We're gonna hang that big city banker that ran off with my wife.
Hang him? Why?
He brought her back. Now, what are the charges against this tramp?
First, there's vagrancy.
30 days.
I am not a vagrant. I'm a banker.
60 days.
I am president of one of the biggest banks in Beverly Hills.
90 days. What else is he guilty of?
Contributing to the delinquency of a bear.
A bear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where is he?
Well, Peter's bringing him across the courthouse lawn, and he got loose and chased a woman up a tree.
Oh, now, that's serious. Possession of a dangerous wild animal jeopardizing the lives of peaceful citizens.
Sorry about the delay, Your Honor, but the bear got loose and treed your wife.
Was that Phoebe he chased up the tree?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'm afraid she's still up there.
How much you want for that bear?
Well, Your Honor, I'm very attached to him. You know, a man's best friend is his bear.
My bear. Howdy, Fairchild. I'm so glad to see you. Howdy, Mr. Drydale.
Order in the court. Now, you say that's your bear, young lady?
Yes, sir, Mr. Judge, Your Honor, sir. His name is Fairchild. He's a real nice bear.
Well, now, I like his taste in owners, but his taste in traveling companions needs working on. Now, would you hurry up and read the rest of them charges? I'm going to get back up the river and catch me some of them white bass.
Me, Your Honor, sir, but I can tell you how to do that.
Who are you?
I'm her pa.
You may approach the bench. So you're a fisherman, are you?
Well, I've caught a few. Speaking of white bass, I got a little homemade spinner. You put a little pork rind on it, and I've hauled them in that big.
Could you make me one?
Sure.
When this trial's over, you want to go up the river with me?
Be proud to.
What else is this hobo charged with?
Transporting moonshine.
Oh. It smells like Tennessee tranquilizer.
You got a good nose on you, Judge. That's just what it is.
Who are you?
I'm her granny, and I made that stuff you're sniffing.
You may approach the bench. How would you like to go fishing, too?
Can I take Ellie and her bear with us?
I insist on it.
It's a deal.
Bailiff, is there any more of this here evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, 3 jugs.
I want it all impounded on my boat. Court's adjourned.
Wait a minute. What about me?
Your Honor, Mr. Drysdale's a real good friend of ours. I can vouch for his character.
If I was to turn him loose, is he the kind of a banker that would run off with my wife?
Oh, he wouldn't do nothing like that.
Well, in that case, we might as well take him fishing with us. Prisoner is sentenced to cut bait.
This has been a Filmwise presentation.
Viacom. The comedies you love. Get it all.
Just because she is dressed funny does not make her an idiot. Get out from there, both of you, Drysdale yelled. Mr. Drysdale, it is hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you. Jethro complained, rubbing his temples. Where does Granny keep her shotgun? I sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death. Jethro, Jane said gently, I am afraid that problem will not be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine. I will do it, Jethro declared, leaping up. I am on it. Hey, what is an internal combustion engine? Well, that is the engine that powers the average automobile, Jane explained patiently. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity. Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? A steam car or an electric car? Jethro asked excitedly. Why not a gas turbine? Drysdale suggested sarcastically. Oh, I am not going to mess with hats, Jethro said, waving his hand. Just cars. At that moment, Jed walked into the room. Mr. Drysdale, I done told you this money is staying here. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money, Jethro said, noticing the banker trying to pull the sack. It is my money. No, it is not, Drysdale grunted, pulling harder. It is mine. Well, it is my sack, Jed pointed out reasonably. All right, I will dump the money out and you can have the sack. Good. Just dump it in that truck out front, Drysdale agreed eagerly. It is staying here, Jed corrected him. But it is not safe here, Drysdale pleaded. Why, it was until you showed up, Jed noted. What? No, it is going back into my vault, Drysdale insisted, turning to Jane. Guard. Oh, Chief. Do not stand there, Hathaway. Use your gun. That is an excellent idea, Jane said, finally drawing the heavy revolver and pointing it squarely at Drysdale. Stand back, Mr. Clampett. I should hate to hit you. You traitor, Drysdale gasped, backing away. Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself, Jed said gently. I done promised this money to a fellow that is going to get rid of all the smog. Not Jethro, Drysdale asked, looking horrified. No, no. This fellow is going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan, and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles, Jed explained sincerely. But that is a preposterous idea, Drysdale sputtered. Yeah, we like it too, Jed smiled. Mr. Clampett, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally, Drysdale argued, desperately trying to use logic. It has to be solved on a national level. Is that a fact? Jed asked, leaning forward. Only the president can get together the brain power and the vast amount of money necessary, Drysdale explained, gesturing grandly. Why, this $700,000 is not even a drop in the bucket. Well, how much does the president need? Jed asked, genuinely curious. Oh, millions, billions, Drysdale exaggerated. I will just take this chicken feed back to the bank. I will study on it, Mr. Drysdale, Jed said thoughtfully, crossing his arms. No, give up, Chief, Jane advised. No. Hold it, Hathaway, Drysdale snapped, his face turning red. I am not through with you. What now? Jane asked wearily. You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank, Drysdale announced formally. Oh, big deal, Jane muttered. For cowardice in the face of action. For failure to obey a direct order. For treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary, Drysdale proclaimed. Hallelujah, Jane breathed, a look of profound relief washing over her face. Do not expect a Christmas bonus this year, Drysdale warned bitterly. I have never had a Christmas bonus, Jane replied flatly. Well, do not expect one this year either, Drysdale retorted. Now get the truck. They walked outside, only to be greeted by a terrifying sight. Thick, white steam was billowing from the hood of the old Clampett truck. Boy, what have you done to that truck? Jed asked, staring in shock. Looks like the boob has set it on fire. Jethro stepped out from the cloud of steam, his face covered in soot but glowing with pride. Jethro, what did you do? Jed asked. I converted this rascal to steam, Jethro announced. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobile. The Jethro Bodine steam car. I have done perfected a clean engine. I am going back inside, Drysdale groaned, coughing on the thick vapor. I told you that for this clean engine jokes. Uncle Jed, Jethro continued, coughing slightly himself. Honest John is not going to be needing his money no more now that I whipped the smog problem. So I use it to mass-produce my steam car. Hold on, boy, Jed cautioned. According to Mr. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle a smog problem. The president of the United States? Jethro asked, his eyes widening. That is right, Jed confirmed. He is the only one that can bring together the brains and the money. Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle, Jethro declared, slapping his chest. I will hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House, and give him the brains and the money, all in one package. Hold on, boy, Jed repeated. What you have got there is just a drop in the bucket. And it is not likely enough money either. Talking about the money, Granny called out from the porch. Mr. Drysdale says the president will need millions, even billions. I was thinking of giving him all my money, Jed mused, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. Okay, I will stop by the bank and get the rest of it. Well, Pa, if Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too, Ellie Mae chimed in, bouncing on her heels. And they are not going without me. I was just coming to that, Jed smiled. I think it would be a fine trip for the whole family. I best go leave a note for the milkman. Tell him we are going to Washington. Chapter 3. The President Calls. Back at the Commerce Bank, Melvin Drysdale was drafting a letter with vicious enthusiasm. And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Melvin Drysdale. Chief, Jane said, looking over his shoulder in disbelief. You are telling your own brother you are repossessing his car? Well, that is a little cold, is it not? Postscript. Regards to Betty and the babies, Drysdale added, signing the letter with a flourish. A knock at the door interrupted them. Yes, who is it? Drysdale barked. It is me, Mr. Drysdale, Jed called out, walking in with the canvas sack slung effortlessly over his shoulder. I fetched you back your sack of chicken feed. Oh, bless you, Drysdale cried, leaping up and throwing his arms around the dusty sack. Quite happy to get it, is he not? Jed observed to Jane. No chicken could be happier. I studied on what you said about letting the president fight the smog. Wonderful, Drysdale gasped, hugging the money. The cashier tells me that, counting this, I got right at $95 million in your bank now, Jed stated casually. Wonderful, Drysdale repeated, his eyes glassy with joy. So we are going to take it to Washington and give it to the president, Jed concluded brightly. Drysdale froze. The blood drained entirely from his face. Mr. Clampett, you cannot give all your money to the president. Why not? Jed asked, genuinely confused. Oh, because Miss Hathaway, tell them why not. Why not? Jane asked, equally confused. Not that way, explain it, Drysdale pleaded, panic rising in his voice. Mr. Clampett, it is your money, Jane said reasonably. You may do with it as you wish. Who asked you to butt in? Drysdale shrieked. You did, Jane replied calmly. Well, butt out, Drysdale snapped. Now, Mr. Clampett, this will take time. Government red tape, internal revenue, seeing as he is that way, can I have it as an advance against my allowance? 50 cents a week. Jed leaned against the polished wood of the staircase, considering the math. That will take a while to pay back, Jethro. I am young, Jethro countered with an optimistic grin. You are not that young, Jed replied, his tone dry but affectionate. Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog. Smog. The word hung in the air. An invisible enemy that plagued the big city. Jethro puffed out his chest. You know, I would like to throw my brain into the fight against smog. It is a dandy cause. They say what it will take to whip it is brains and money. Well, if it takes that, we have got it made, have we not? I reckon we have got a leg up on it. Elmer and me will get busy upstairs. Fine, Jethro, Jed said, watching the large boy bound up the stairs with the raccoon. Just then, Granny hurried into the room, wiping her hands on her apron. Jed, that reminds me. Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money. How come? Jed asked, raising an eyebrow. Well, he said folks had an order to keep $700,000 in cash around the house. He has got the hives from worrying about it. I am sorry about the hives, Jed said sympathetically, but I promised his money to Honest John to fight smog. Jethro, leaning over the balcony railing, shouted down, I am thinking about jumping into the fight against smog, too, Granny. Granny looked up, entirely unimpressed. Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank, and he is coming by to pick it up. I do not think I can let him have it, Jed said firmly. Promise is a promise. I am going to fight Smog. Granny, Jethro repeated, puffing out his chest even further. Well, I told Mr. Drysdale that you might not let him have it, Granny continued, ignoring Jethro, but he says he is coming by to pick it up anyway, so that is betwixt you and him. Granny, I am going to fight Smog, Jethro insisted. How? Granny finally asked, crossing her arms. Well, I do not know, Jethro admitted, his bravado faltering for only a second. But Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money. Betwixt us, we are all set. You have got money, have you? Granny challenged. No, I am supplying the brains, Jethro said, tapping his temple proudly. Sitting up here betwixt these sideburns is a real brute. The only brute you have sits there at the end of your galluses, Granny shot back. Now, Granny, I think we ought to encourage the boy, Jed interjected gently. He does not know Smog from applesauce, Granny declared. I do so, Jethro protested indignantly. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today we are having light eye irritation. But that does not worry me, because I have got dark eyes. Chapter 2. The Disguise and the Bank. Meanwhile, downtown at the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, Mr. Melvin Drysdale was pacing the floor of his luxurious office. The thought of $700,000 sitting in a canvas sack in the Clampett living room was driving him to the brink of despair. That is a great partner you have got there, Jed, Drysdale muttered to himself, his nerves entirely frayed. He turned to his loyal secretary, Miss Jane Hathaway. Miss Jane stood before him, looking profoundly uncomfortable. She was not wearing her usual tailored business suit. Instead, she was dressed in a heavy, oversized, dark blue security guard uniform, complete with a badge and a cap pulled low over her eyes. All right, guard, Drysdale ordered, pointing a trembling finger at her. Go in there and get that money, and do not take no for an answer. You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a real guard, Miss Jane complained, tugging at the stiff collar, but it will not work. Mr. Clampett will recognize me. I thought of that, Drysdale said dismissively, so just wear this disguise. He handed her a pair of dark sunglasses. Here we go. Looks great. Now get the money. But suppose Mr. Clampett will not let me take it? Jane asked, her voice tight with anxiety. Well, you have got a gun. Use it. Oh, Chief, Jane gasped, horrified. I do not mean shoot him, Drysdale clarified hastily. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him you mean business. I will not, Jane stated flatly, crossing her arms over the brass buttons of the uniform. If you want that money, go and get it yourself. A fine guard you are, Drysdale scoffed. Why, you are a disgrace to that uniform. Suddenly, Jed Clampett strolled into the bank office, looking as relaxed as a man walking through a meadow. Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody shouting. Drysdale froze, plastering a fake smile on his face. Oh, Mr. Clampett, this guard is here to pick up that $700,000. I do not think I can let him have it, Jed said calmly. Drysdale leaned in close to Jed, lowering his voice to a theatrical whisper. Look, whatever you do, do not cross him. He is a mad dog killer. Is that a fact? Jed asked, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jane? Jane ripped the sunglasses off her face, sighing heavily. Of course not. Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform? Jed asked, a wide grin spreading across his face. Oh, Chief, Jane groaned, glaring at Drysdale. If this is your idea of a practical joke, I, for one, do not appreciate it. Nor can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either. No, Jed said slowly. I do not see that she is punished, Mr. Drysdale. And I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it. Now hold on, Jed said, raising a hand. She is not toting out that money. Well, if you want to forgive her so easily, Drysdale grumbled, but keep an eye on her. Any woman who will dress up like that bears watching. Later that afternoon, back at the Clampett mansion, the heavy sack of money sat squarely in the middle of the living room floor. And sitting squarely on top of the sack was Jethro. "Hello, Jethro," Drysdale said as he entered the room, Jane trailing reluctantly behind him. "Howdy, Mr. Drysdale," Jethro replied cheerfully, not moving an inch. "Hey, get up," Drysdale demanded. "I need this money. Uncle Jed does not want you to have it, so I am going to sit here until I think of a way to get rid of the smog," Jethro stated with absolute conviction. "Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve," Drysdale said, hoping flattery would work. "Thank you," Jethro said, entirely missing the point. "I am working on it." "Why do you not go out to the kitchen and eat something?" Drysdale suggested slyly. "I thought I would not eat until I figured out a way to whip the smog," Jethro replied bravely. "Well, go get a stick and hit it," Drysdale snapped, his patience evaporating. "You are not being no help," Jethro observed. "Well, neither are you. Get up." "Not until I think of an idea," Jethro insisted. "Jethro, get off the money," Drysdale barked. "Here is an armed guard. He will shoot you." Jethro looked at Miss Jane, squinting slightly. "Hey, mister. You look like your secretary, Miss Jane." "I am Miss Jane," she admitted wearily. "What are you doing wearing that outfit?" Jethro asked. "It was dark when she dressed this morning," Drysdale interjected quickly. "Now get off the money." "You see, Mr. Clampett is not going to let you take this money," Jane pointed out. "Okay, then you take it," Drysdale told Jane. "Come on, get it out." "Forget it," Jane said, turning on her heel. "We might just as well go back to the office." "Hey, Miss Jane, before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of the smog," Jethro requested earnestly. "Jethro, dear boy," Jane sighed softly, "the finest minds in the country are working on that problem." "Yeah, but I am not getting nowhere," Jethro lamented. "Do not sit there wasting time with that idiot," Drysdale hissed at Jane. "Now hold on," Jethro said, defending his friend. Jethro sniffed the air enthusiastically. "I got the wind of something, everybody. We are flying right over a mighty pretty town." Jed peered out his window. "That down there is Washington. Does anybody see the big White House?" Granny squinted through her spectacles. "Appears to be an awful lot of white-colored houses down there, Jed." The flight attendant leaned over gently. "Would you kindly fasten your safety seatbelts, please?" "Yes, ma'am. We will be safely landing the plane in just a few short minutes." Jethro looked at her with wide, hungry eyes. "Are you going to feed us another meal before we land on the ground?" The flight attendant laughed softly. "I am terribly afraid there is no time left for that. You have already had 4 complete meals and 3 large snacks during the flight." Jethro patted his stomach defensively. "Flying up high in the sky makes a growing boy powerful hungry." "But we are landing right now," she reminded him. "Well, landing on the ground makes me mighty hungry too," Jethro complained. Jed turned to the family as the plane descended. "Do we go straight to the White House to see the president?" "I think so, Uncle Jed," Ellie Mae nodded. "The quicker we give our money to the president, the quicker he can commence his big fight against the terrible smog problem," Jed reasoned. Granny clapped her hands together. "Sure, I will breeze him down an incredible country supper tonight. I am positively starving." Jed chuckled gently. "Granny, if that boy Jethro takes his massive meals at the White House, the president's poor wife will never get to step outside of her kitchen." Ellie Mae smiled sweetly. "I can happily help the lady with all the cooking." "No, Ellie," Jed decided. "I will do the cooking. You can make all the beds and do all the tedious dusting." "And Jethro," Jed continued, pointing to his nephew, You can mow the expansive White House lawn and rake up all the fallen leaves. Jethro crossed his arms stubbornly. Let Ellie do the heavy yard work. The president specifically needs me for my massive brain power. Granny scoffed loudly. Oh, pooh. I will likely be sitting right in the fancy East Room or someplace important, sitting comfortably right on his official cabinet, Jethro bragged. You make sure you keep your dirty feet completely off the president's nice furniture. Granny scolded him sharply. The plane touched down with a gentle bump. They gathered their numerous bags and small animal crates, stepping out into the bustling terminal of the nation's capital. Meanwhile, a smooth-talking confidence man known as Honest John and his elegant partner Flo were closely monitoring the arrivals. They had learned of the Clampett's massive fortune and had hatched a brilliant, devious plan to steal a portion of it. Shifty, what if these country folks do not show up today? Flo asked nervously, adjusting her stylish hat. They will be here any minute, Honest John assured her, checking his pocket watch. I personally checked their specific flight number. How are you going to get safely past the front guard? I will handle it smoothly, Flo promised. It is incredibly important for the Clampetts to physically see me walking out of the White House. It adds total credibility. Okay, good luck, honey, Honest John smiled, giving her a quick kiss on the cheek. Flo approached the stern security guard stationed at the main gate. Federal Bureau of Investigation, she snapped authoritatively, flashing a fake badge. The guard held up a hand. Hold it right there. What is the problem? The president is urgently waiting for my report, Flo insisted, trying to push past him. I need to carefully see your official identification, the guard demanded. Flo removed her dark sunglasses. Do you truly not recognize my face? Nope, the guard replied flatly. Flo smiled, pretending to be pleased. Good. I told Director Edgar this was a completely perfect disguise. I will see you later. She tried to walk past again. Hold it, the guard repeated firmly, blocking her path. Now what is your real business here? Flo sighed with exaggerated impatience. Look, you are actively delaying crucial high-level national security meetings. Now, what exactly do you want from me? I want to clearly see your official pass. My pass? Of course. Flo patted her pockets with fake distress. How do you know I did not leave it sitting right on the president's personal desk? I will go. Quickly get it. Hold it, the guard said, losing his patience. I cannot let you step inside without a proper pass. That is the strict rule. Flo nodded slowly, as if making a profound decision. Is that your completely final word on the matter? It absolutely is, the guard confirmed. Flo beamed brightly and extended her hand. Excellent work. You have successfully passed the secret security test with perfectly flying colors. Congratulations, officer. Now let me see your badge number. Ah, you are guard number 16. Excellent. Your security rating gets an automatic grade increase. The president will be extremely pleased with your dedication. Now, do not be surprised if there is a little something extra waiting in your stocking this coming Christmas. She patted his shoulder and began to confidently walk through the gate. Hold it, the guard barked, stepping firmly in front of her. Flo sighed dramatically. Now look here, officer. You have already successfully proven your incredible efficiency. My good man, do not press your incredible luck. I may actively drop you down to a lower grade. Just cheap candy canes and simple bubble gum in your stocking. Beat it, the guard ordered, pointing a stern finger down the street. Flo glared at him. Officer, one single word from me and you will be sadly guarding a frozen government igloo far away in Iceland. I am going to count slowly to 3. If you are not entirely gone. The guard crossed his massive arms. Never mind, Flo muttered, stepping away from the gate quickly. I think my specific pigeons have just flown into town from the West Coast anyway. A few blocks away, the Clampetts had loaded all their belongings into a spacious taxi cab. They drove slowly past the grand, imposing structure of the White House. Jed whistled softly in admiration. Dog. The morning sun cast a brilliant golden glow over the sprawling estate in Beverly Hills. Inside the grand mansion, the day had begun with the simple, rustic chores that the Clampett family had brought with them from the hills. Jed Clampett stood in the vast living room, watching with quiet amusement as his nephew, Jethro, and his daughter Ellie Mae went about their work. Jethro held a rather unusual cleaning tool. It was Elmer, a lively and remarkably agreeable raccoon. You are helping your granny with the house cleaning, are you not? Jed asked, a gentle smile crinkling the corners of his eyes. Oh yes, sir, Uncle Jed, Jethro replied, his broad face beaming with pride. Elmer needs the exercise. Elmer? Jed chuckled softly as the raccoon scurried around inside the ornate wooden cabinet, effectively sweeping away the dust with his thick fur. How is it going in there, Elmer? He is a handy little critter, is he not? Ellie Mae said, her voice bright and full of affection for the small animal. He sure is, Jed agreed, nodding appreciatively. That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lint. Seems right proud to be helping, too. Elmer is a dandy little duster. Well, let us take our dusters outside and shake them, Ellie Mae suggested, turning toward the massive glass doors. Yes, okay, Jethro agreed. And then you can take yours upstairs and hand them to the dresser drawers in the closet. As they worked, Jethro paused, a look of deep, albeit strained, thought crossing his face. Uncle Jed, he began, scratching his head. Old Honest John has never come back to pick up his $700,000. At the bank, Mr. Drysdale was clapping his hands in delight. Mr. Little, that was an absolutely magnificent performance. Truly magnificent. Thank you, Rich Little smiled modestly. Your impressive impersonation of the president was absolutely incredible, Mr. Drysdale gushed. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again sometime. Take good care of yourself. As the impressionist turned to leave, he paused. Mr. Drysdale, are you not forgetting something? Mr. Drysdale feigned ignorance. Oh, what is that? My professional fee. Oh, yes, of course, Mr. Drysdale muttered. How much is it? Well, ordinarily, I receive $7,500 for a private performance. Rich Little stated casually. However, in this specific case, I will cut my usual price right in half. How does $3,750 sound to you? Mr. Drysdale choked back a sob as he opened his wallet. $3,750 it is. He slowly counted out the bills. 20, 40. Now, you owe me $2.50. Rich Little shook his head. No, the total is $3,750. Mr. Drysdale sighed miserably, handing over the massive stack of cash. For 5 minutes of easy work? The real president does not even get paid that much. And he is the real thing. Just then, Miss Hathaway walked back into the office. Excuse me, Chief. These foreclosure documents are ready for your signature. She stopped and stared at the guest. Goodness, are you not Rich Little, the famous impressionist? Rich Little smiled warmly. Yes, I am. Miss Hathaway clasped her hands together. Oh, Mr. Little, I just love your incredible impression of John Wayne. Rich Little instantly adopted a perfect cowboy swagger and a deep, dusty drawl. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Now, let me say that if we had lovely girls like you out there on the dusty trail, I never would have given my trusty horse a second look. Miss Hathaway giggled like a schoolgirl. Oh, that is absolutely marvelous. Thank you. Hey, and your Ed Sullivan impression is an absolute classic, too. Rich Little immediately shifted his posture, hunching his shoulders and mimicking the famous television host. Wonderful, really wonderful. Would you do me a personal favor there? Young lady, would you please come on to our big stage show next Sunday night and bring your cute stuffed giraffe? Miss Hathaway beamed. Yes, I would absolutely love to have you. What else are you going to have on the big show? A grand dramatic reenactment of World War I featuring the original cast, Rich Little proclaimed. Presented in beautiful living color, with a thrilling surprise ending. Miss Hathaway clapped her hands. Oh, Chief, is he not fabulous? Mr. Drysdale scowled, his heart still aching over the lost money. He certainly is. It has been a real expensive pleasure. Wait a minute. Hathaway, you are forgetting something important again. Oh, yes, you will see, she said happily. Mr. Drysdale glared at the performer. What exactly are you charging my secretary for the John Wayne and the Ed Sullivan performances? Rich Little grinned mischievously. Oh, nothing at all for the lady. I will gladly accept the very same financial arrangement. Back at the Clampett mansion, Jed was standing on the front porch holding a small glass bottle of milk and a folded piece of paper. He called out to the family. Do not leave no milk out for a spell. We are going to Washington, Granny. Granny hurried out of the kitchen, wiping her hands. We are going to Washington? Yes, we are, Jed confirmed, holding up the piece of paper. That is exactly what the secret message says. It says, have a good trip. Jethro came running around the side of the house. Hey, Uncle Jed, are we going to Washington? We just got the official message, boy, Jed smiled. We are going to Washington, Jethro cheered. The special fellow in the white coat just brought the important message straight from the president. Granny peered down the long driveway. Well, where is the fellow in the white coat? Jed pointed toward the street. Yonder he goes. Is that not our regular milkman? Jethro nodded knowingly, leaning in close to whisper. Being a simple milkman is what you call a clever cover story. Cover. He is really a highly trained secret agent working for the government. Is he not, Uncle Jed? Yeah, Jethro continued without waiting for an answer. I learned all about that sneaky stuff when I was a highly trained double-knot spy. Jed chuckled. Well, I reckon we best get right to packing our bags. Jethro looked toward the driveway. Should I convert my amazing electric car back to a steam engine for the long drive? No, Jed decided. I think we had better just take a flying airplane when the President of the United States sends. For you personally, you do not want to keep the man waiting. Meanwhile, Mr. Drysdale had stepped out for lunch. When he returned to the bank, Miss Hathaway had an alarming message waiting for him. Chief, where have you been? She asked nervously. Shopping, Mr. Drysdale replied casually. Are there any important messages? Miss Hathaway swallowed hard. Oh, just one message, Chief. But it is an absolute beauty. The Clampetts are leaving right now for Washington. Mr. Drysdale dropped his briefcase, his eyes wide with sheer terror. What did you say? They are absolutely determined to give their massive $95 million fortune directly to the President, Miss Hathaway explained. Mr. Drysdale grabbed his hair. We have got to stop them immediately. Get Rich Little back in here right now. You are kidding, she said. Mr. Drysdale pulled a blank check from his pocket and signed it frantically. Here is a signed blank check. He can make it out for any amount he likes. I will rush up to the Clampett estate and delay them until he calls on the telephone again. Mr. Drysdale practically flew to the mansion, skidding to a halt in the grand foyer. I made it, he gasped, completely out of breath. They are still here. He looked around the room. Clarence, Granny, Ellie Mae, Jethro. There is everybody. He spotted the family bloodhound sleeping lazily on the rug. Oh, hello, Bessie. Is that note for me? Mr. Drysdale picked up a folded piece of paper resting on a side table. He read it aloud. Dear Mr. Drysdale, please kindly feed all the critters until we get back from our trip. He slumped onto the sofa, completely defeated. They had already gone. High above the clouds, inside the luxurious cabin of a commercial airplane, a lovely flight attendant stopped by the Clampett's row of seats. Are you folks enjoying your flight? She asked politely. Jed smiled warmly, tipping his hat. Yes, ma'am. Thank you kindly. We are going to Washington to see the president. We are going to give him $95 million, Jethro added proudly. The flight attendant raised an eyebrow, thinking they were joking. Oh boy, do you folks actually know the president personally? Oh, I talked to him this very morning on the telephone, Jed assured her. I am fetching him a nice little baby possum as a gift. Granny chimed in proudly. And I am taking him a big glass jar of my famous pickled pawpaws and some fresh hand-slung chitlins. Jethro leaned across the aisle. We were originally going to travel in my amazing electric car, but I simply could not find a 3,000-mile-long extension cord anywhere in Beverly Hills. The flight attendant smiled indulgently. That is very interesting. Young lady, she said, turning to Ellie Mae. How high would you say we are flying right now? Ellie Mae looked out the small window at the thick white clouds below. A whole lot higher than the trees, ma'am. Jethro gasped. Who asked you to butt into this conversation? You did, Chief, she replied calmly. Well, but out immediately, Mr. Drysdale hissed. He turned back to Jed, forcing a calm smile. Now, Mr. Clampett, a transaction of this massive magnitude will take a tremendous amount of time. There is government, red tape, internal revenue forms, Secret Service background checks, White House security clearance. Now, you just go home. I will carefully work out all the details and I will call you when it is ready. Jed nodded agreeably. Well, I would surely appreciate it if you would hurry the process along, because we would like to get started on our trip. Right away, Mr. Drysdale promised, sweating profusely. Jed turned to leave, then paused at the door. Oh, and you do not have to give us the whole $95 million in cash. I reckon the president will be willing to take a check. Yes, I will discuss it with him personally. I will let you know, Mr. Drysdale promised weakly. As soon as the door closed behind Jed, Mr. Drysdale collapsed into his leather chair. Miss Hathaway, you have got to help me. If they take all their money out of my bank, I am completely ruined. I will have absolutely nothing left to live for. Miss Hathaway sighed, accustomed to his dramatic outbursts. Oh, now, Chief, calm down. Mr. Drysdale grabbed a piece of paper and a pen. I know what I will do. I will write a tragic suicide note. That will stop them. He scribbled furiously for a few seconds, then thrust the paper toward Miss Hathaway. Here, take this note. It reads, Mr. Clampett, because you are withdrawing all your money, my tragic death is entirely on your hands. Miss Hathaway pushed the paper away. Chief, please say no to this foolishness. Mr. Drysdale stood up and pointed toward the large office window. Now, I want you to tie that note up securely, pin it to the front of your dress, and throw yourself right out that window. Miss Hathaway stared at him in utter disbelief. Me? You want me to jump? Yes, they love you dearly. This terrible tragedy will teach them a great financial lesson. Miss Hathaway crossed her arms. Thanks, but no thanks, Chief. I promise you, Mr. Drysdale pleaded. This is the very last favor I will ever ask of you. Forget it, she said firmly. Mr. Drysdale stomped his foot. What? If you are too chicken to throw yourself out the window, then I will have to do it myself. He marched toward the glass. All right, come over here, Miss Hathaway said softly, gesturing toward the ledge. I cannot throw you out properly from over there. Back at the Clampett mansion, a loud, rhythmic honking sound echoed through the front yard. Jed stepped outside to investigate. Jethro was sitting proudly behind the wheel of a completely different contraption. "What is all the honking for, boy?" Jed asked. "I have done come up with a brand new invention that beats steam hollow," Jethro declared. Jed looked at the strange vehicle. "Yes, I see the old boiler is gone." "Yes, sir," Jethro beamed. "Notice how incredibly quiet she is? There is no loud noise, and absolutely no dark smoke." "No smoke at all?" Jed asked, impressed. "She runs entirely on electricity," Jethro explained, pointing to a tangle of wires. Jed smiled warmly. "Well, doggy, I am real proud of your ingenuity, boy." Suddenly, Miss Jane ran up the driveway, waving her arms frantically. "Mr. Clampett, Mr. Clampett, the President of the United States is calling you on the telephone right now, all the way from Washington." Jed looked surprised. "The President of the United States is calling me?" "Yes, sir," Miss Jane confirmed, though she knew it was a desperate trick engineered by her boss. Back at the bank, Mr. Drysdale was sitting beside a professional impressionist named Rich Little. "They are bringing the old fellow to the telephone now, Mr. Little," Mr. Drysdale whispered to the impressionist. Rich Little chuckled. "Is he not in a straitjacket yet?" "Oh, no, no," Mr. Drysdale assured him. "He is not physically dangerous. He just suffers from the sad delusion that he is actually worth $95 million. Rich Little shook his head. "No wonder he is in the funny farm. The whole family must be crazy. You know, it is wonderful of you to take the time to look after them like this," Mr. Drysdale said smoothly. "They are very sweet, simple people. Nothing but sweet." He checked his watch nervously. "Hurry now. Do not keep them waiting." Jethro yelled from the driveway. "Hey, Uncle Jed. Tell the president all about my new electric car." Jed picked up the telephone receiver in the parlor. "Hello? Hello? This is Jed Clampett speaking." At the other end of the line, Rich Little cleared his throat and flawlessly assumed the majestic, commanding voice of the president. "Hello, Mr. Clampett. This is the president speaking." Jed stood up a little straighter. "Is that sure enough you, Mr. President?" "Oh, yes. Make no mistake about that," the impersonator replied smoothly. "I am indeed the president." Jed smiled broadly. "That is him, all right. Sounds just like him." "Now, Mr. Clampett," the fake president continued, "Mr. Drysdale has just informed me of your incredibly generous and deeply patriotic offer to donate your entire massive fortune to our national fight against air pollution." "Yes, sir," Jed replied humbly. "It is only $95 million. But you are sure welcome to every penny of it. And we will bring it right down to you. Right there in the White House. The whole family is coming. My granny is here, Mr. President. She says she will bring you some of her famous pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chitlins. And my daughter Ellie Mae is here. She would like to know if you would like a nice little baby possum to play with. My nephew Jethro is outside, but he is going to drive us all the way to Washington in his brand new brilliant invention, the electric car." Rich Little, prompted by frantic gestures from Mr. Drysdale, spoke quickly. "No, no, no. Please do not come to Washington right now. We have got enough fine people like you here already. You public-spirited citizens, I mean." Jed sounded disappointed. "Well, how do we get the money to you then?" "Well, I am very glad you asked me that question," the fake president boomed. "I want to make this specific point very, very clear." "What is the point you want to make very clear?" Jed asked politely. "Leave your money safely in the bank. The Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, to be precise, where it will safely draw maximum interest, compounded semi-annually. Leave it in the careful care of your wise and very friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale. Jed nodded thoughtfully. Well, naturally, we will do whatever you say, Mr. President. You are the boss. But the family is going to be awful disappointed. We were all really hoping to get away and see Washington. Oh, no, no, do not try to get away, the impersonator urged strongly. You just stay right there in your house and do exactly what the nice man in the white coat tells you to do. Goodbye. Goodbye, Jed said slowly, hanging up the receiver. Jethro bounded into the room. What did he say, Uncle Jed? Jed looked a little confused. He said he does not want us to come to Washington right now. Jethro frowned. Well, what are we supposed to do with the money? He says he is going to send a special man over in a white coat to tell us what to do. Jethro shrugged. I just talked to the president, and we will not be driving to Washington in your electric car. Jethro sighed in relief. Just as well, Uncle Jed. I searched the whole garage and I never could find an extension cord long enough to get us all the way across the country. But the cash is not safe here, Mr. Clampett. It was perfectly safe until you showed up, Jed pointed out reasonably. Mr. Drysdale turned to Miss Hathaway, completely frantic. Hathaway, use your gun. Shoot him. Miss Hathaway stood tall. That is an excellent idea, Chief. Stand back. Mr. Clampett, I should hate to hit you when I aim at Mr. Drysdale. Mr. Drysdale recoiled. You traitor. Mr. Clampett, you cannot do this. Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself, Jed instructed gently. I have already promised this money to a fellow who says he is going to get rid of all the smog. Mr. Drysdale blinked. Not Jethro. No, no, Jed laughed softly. This fellow has a real grand plan. He is going to drill a giant tunnel straight through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan, and draw all the smog right out of Los Angeles. Miss Hathaway and Mr. Drysdale exchanged stunned glances. But that is a completely preposterous idea, Mr. Drysdale sputtered. Yes, Jed agreed happily. We like it very much, too. Mr. Drysdale tried to regain his professional composure. Mr. Clampett, please listen to reason. The problem of smog is much too big to be handled locally. It absolutely has to be solved on a national level. Only the President of the United States can gather the massive brain power and the vast amounts of money necessary to cure it. Why, this $700,000 is not even a drop in the bucket compared to what is needed. Jed rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Is that a fact? Well, how much money does the president need? Oh, millions. Perhaps even billions of dollars, Mr. Drysdale said, hoping to discourage the mountaineer. So you see, I will just take this insignificant chicken feed back to the bank vault where it belongs. Jed held up a hand. Hold on. I will study on what you have told me, Mr. Drysdale. Mr. Drysdale slumped in defeat. He turned to his secretary with a menacing glare. Hold it right there, Hathaway. I am not through with you. What now, Chief? She asked dryly. Mr. Drysdale began to list her offenses, his voice rising with each charge. You are guilty of conduct unbecoming a loyal employee of the Commerce Bank, for cowardice in the face of action, for failure to obey a direct order, for treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a bank guard and officially reduced to the rank of secretary. Miss Hathaway threw her hands in the air with a bright smile. Hallelujah! And do not expect a Christmas bonus this year, Mr. Drysdale added spitefully. I have never received a Christmas bonus in my entire life, she replied coolly. Well, do not expect one this year either. Now go get the truck so we can return to the bank. Miss Hathaway walked out the front doors, only to stop dead in her tracks on the driveway. She stared in horror at the scene before her. Chief, come look at this. Mr. Drysdale rushed outside. Good heavens! What have you done to my bank truck? It looks like that boob has set it on fire. Thick black smoke was pouring out from beneath the hood of the armored vehicle. Flames licked at the fenders. Standing proudly beside the smoking ruin was Jethro, covered in soot and grinning from ear to ear. "Jethro, what in the world did you do?" Miss Hathaway cried. "I converted this rascal to steam power," Jethro announced proudly, wiping a smudge of grease from his forehead. "You are looking at the ultimate answer to air pollution by automobile. I present to you the Jethro. Bodine steam car. I have done perfected a clean engine." Mr. Drysdale buried his face in his hands. "I am going back inside. I cannot handle any more clean engine jokes for one day." Jethro ran inside, bursting with pride. "Uncle Jed, Honest John is not going to be needing his money anymore now that I have single-handedly whipped the smog problem, so I will use the money to mass-produce my brand new steam car." Jed placed a hand on the boy's shoulder to calm him. "Hold on a minute, boy. According to Mr. Drysdale, only the President of the United States himself can handle a problem as big as the smog." "The President of the United States?" Jethro asked, his eyes wide with wonder. "That is exactly right," Jed confirmed. "He is the only man in the country that can bring together the brains and the money." Jethro puffed out his chest, looking invincible. "Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle right before you. I will hop on my new steam car, drive clear across the country to Washington, pull up right in front of the White House lawn, and give the president the brains and the money, all in one neat package." Jed shook his head slowly. "Hold on. Boy, what you have in that sack there is just a drop in the bucket. And it is not likely to be enough money either." Granny walked into the room, wiping her hands on her apron. "Talking about the money, Jed, what are we going to do? Mr. Drysdale says the president's lot will need millions, maybe even billions of dollars." Jed explained to her. "I was thinking of giving him all my money to help out." Jethro nodded enthusiastically. "Okay. I will stop by the bank and get the rest of it for you." Ellie Mae stepped out from the kitchen, holding a small basket of fresh fruit. "Well, if Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too, and they are not going anywhere without me." "I was just coming to that." Jed smiled warmly at his family. "I think it would be a mighty fine trip for the whole family to take together. I best go leave a friendly note for the milkman. I will tell him we are going to Washington." Meanwhile, back at the Commerce Bank, Mr. Drysdale was dictating a letter to Miss Hathaway. His face was pale with panic. "And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale." Miss Hathaway stopped typing and looked up at him in disbelief. "Chief, you are telling your own flesh and blood brother that you are repossessing his car? Do you not think that is a little cold, even for you?" Mr. Drysdale waved his hand dismissively. "Just add a postscript. Give my warmest regards to his wife Betty and the little babies." Before Miss Hathaway could argue, the door to the office swung open. Jed Clampett walked in, carrying the heavy sack of cash. He gently placed it on the banker's desk. "Yes, who is it?" Mr. Drysdale asked, looking up. When he saw the sack, his eyes lit up with sheer joy. "Oh, Mr. Clampett, you fetched me back the sack of chicken feed. Oh, bless you, bless you." The banker hugged the sack of money as if it were a long-lost child. Jed smiled politely. "He is quite happy to get it back. Is he not, Miss Jane? No chicken could ever be happier. Well, Mr. Drysdale, I studied hard on what you said about letting the president fight the smog problem. You made a lot of sense." "Wonderful," Mr. Drysdale sighed happily. "The cashier outside just told me that, counting this sack here, I have right around $95 million in your bank now," Jed stated calmly. "Wonderful," Mr. Drysdale repeated, not quite paying attention. So we have decided we are going to take all $95 million to Washington and give it straight to the president, Jed announced. Mr. Drysdale froze, the color completely drained from his face. Mr. Clampett, you cannot possibly give all your money to the president. Why not? Jed asked simply. Oh, because it is impossible, Mr. Drysdale stammered. He turned desperately to his secretary. Miss Hathaway, please tell the man why he cannot do this. Miss Hathaway stood up and faced Jed with a straight posture. Why not? Well, Mr. Clampett, the simple truth is, it is your own money. You may do with it entirely as you wish. Mr. Drysdale, it was not nearly enough. Granny, who had been listening intently, chimed in. She recalled Mr. Drysdale saying the president would need millions, maybe even billions. Jed nodded slowly, his face setting into a mask of pure, generous determination. He announced he was thinking about giving the president absolutely all of his money. He decided he would simply stop by the bank and withdraw the rest of his vast fortune. Granny declared fiercely that if Jethro was going all the way to Washington, she absolutely wanted to go too, and they certainly were not leaving without her. Jed smiled warmly at his family. He agreed it would be a fine, educational trip for the whole family. Granny immediately bustled off to the kitchen to leave a polite note for their local milkman, informing him of their sudden departure for the nation's capital. Meanwhile, back at the bank, Drysdale was descending into a state of absolute madness. He was dictating a cruel letter to his own brother, gleefully repossessing his sibling's automobile because a payment was slightly late, signing it as his friendly banker. Miss Jane watched him with profound disgust, noting that his actions were incredibly cold. Drysdale coldly told her to add a postscript sending his warm regards to his sister-in-law and the little babies. The heavy bank doors swung open, and Jed Clampett strode in, carrying the massive sack of money over his shoulder. He cheerfully announced he had fetched the chicken feed back to the bank. Drysdale practically wept with joy, embracing the dusty canvas sack as if it were a long-lost child. He declared that no chicken on earth could possibly be happier than he was at that moment. Jed then delivered the crushing blow. He explained he had studied long and hard on what the banker had said about letting the president fight the smog. Jed revealed he had checked with the tellers and learned he had exactly $95 million sitting in the bank. He cheerfully announced that the entire Clampett family was packing up to take every single penny of it directly to Washington to give to the president. Drysdale's face drained of all color. He gasped, insisting Jed could not possibly give all his money to the government. When Jed politely asked why not, Drysdale sputtered, unable to form a coherent argument against such massive patriotism. He desperately ordered Miss Jane to explain it. Miss Jane, maintaining her rigid integrity, looked Jed squarely in the eye and stated clearly that it was his own money, and he was completely free to do with it exactly as he wished. Drysdale shrieked, asking who had invited her to butt into the conversation. Miss Jane coolly reminded him that he had explicitly asked for her input. Drysdale ordered her to butt out immediately. Desperate for any delaying tactic, the banker lied frantically. He told Jed that withdrawing such a massive sum would take a tremendous amount of time due to endless government red tape, the Internal Revenue Service, the Secret Service, and mandatory White House security clearance. He promised to work it all out and call Jed later. Jed, always polite, asked him to hurry the process along because the family was eager to get started on their great journey. He even generously offered that the bank did not have to provide the full $95 million in physical cash. He reckoned the president would be willing to take a chance on a standard bank draft. Once Jed left, Drysdale collapsed into his leather chair, a broken man. He moaned to Miss Jane that if the Clampetts withdrew their massive fortune, his beloved bank would be utterly ruined. He dramatically declared he had absolutely nothing left to live for. He hastily scribbled a completely fake suicide note, blaming his impending death entirely on Jed Clampett's withdrawal. He shoved the paper at Miss Jane, ordering her to pin the note to her dress and hurl herself out the high office window, claiming the Clampetts loved her and her tragic death would teach them a great lesson about banking. Loyalty. Miss Jane flatly refused. Drysdale, pacing like a caged animal, threatened to throw himself out the window if she was too cowardly. He marched to the ledge, looked down at the terrifying drop, and immediately backed away, his survival instinct warring with his greed. Outside the mansion, Jethro was happily honking the horn of his newly modified vehicle. He had abandoned steam power and miraculously converted the heavy truck to run entirely on silent electricity. He proudly showed off the quiet motor to his Uncle Jed, pointing out there was no noise and absolutely no smoke. Jed beamed with genuine pride, telling the boy he was doing a wonderful job. Suddenly, Drysdale burst through the front gates, breathless and frantic. He shouted that the President of the United States was calling Jed on the telephone, all the way from Washington. Jed was deeply honored. He hurried inside to take the historic call. In reality, there was no call from Washington. Back at the bank, Drysdale had secretly hired a brilliant professional impressionist named Rich Little. Little was sitting comfortably in Drysdale's office, effortlessly mimicking the exact voice and cadence of the current president. Drysdale whispered to Little that Jed was a harmless eccentric who suffered from the delusion that he was incredibly wealthy. Little, believing he was participating in a harmless prank to placate a confused old man, agreed to play along. Jed picked up the telephone receiver with trembling hands. He respectfully addressed the man on the other end. The voice of the fake president resonated through the line, confirming his identity with absolute authority. The fake president stated that Mr. Drysdale had informed him of Jed's incredibly generous and patriotic offer to donate his entire fortune to the fight against air pollution. Jed humbly confirmed the offer, apologizing that it was only $95 million, but assuring the leader it was freely given. He enthusiastically announced that the whole family was coming to the White House. He proudly listed the gifts they were bringing: Granny's homemade pickled pawpaws, Ellie Mae's friendly little baby opossum, and Jethro's brand new electric car. The fake president, strictly following Drysdale's frantic hand signals, hastily commanded Jed not to come to Washington. He claimed the city already had far too many public-spirited citizens and there was no room for more. Jed, confused but obedient, asked how he should deliver the money. The fake president delivered his final, crucial instruction. Jed must leave every single penny securely deposited in the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, where it would draw maximum interest, safely in the care of his incredibly wise and friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale. Jed promised to follow the instructions exactly, though he admitted the family would be terribly disappointed to miss the trip. The fake president warmly told them to stay right there at home and wait for a man in a white coat, who would bring them further instructions. Jed hung up the phone, a mix of awe and mild disappointment washing over him. He relayed the message to the family. They were not going to Washington just yet. They had to wait for the man in the white coat. Jethro shrugged, noting it was probably for the best, as he had never been able to find an electrical extension cord long enough to reach all the way across the country anyway. Back at the bank, Drysdale was ecstatic. He praised Rich Little's performance as magnificent and absolutely incredible. Little smiled, graciously accepting the compliments, and then politely asked for his performance fee. He stated his usual rate was $7,500, but since this was a brief favor, he generously offered to cut it exactly in half, asking for $3,750. Drysdale winced at the exorbitant cost for 5 minutes of work, grumbling that the real president did not earn that much money. However, he had no choice but to pay. As Little was leaving, Miss Jane shyly approached him, expressing her deep admiration for his famous impressions of rugged cowboys and late-night television hosts. Little charmed her effortlessly before departing with his hefty fee. At the mansion, Granny was setting down a fresh bottle of milk on the porch when she noticed a ridiculous outfit. Miss Jane glared fiercely toward the doorway where her boss was hiding. She loudly declared that if this was Mr. Drysdale's idea of a practical joke, she certainly did not appreciate it, and she imagined Mr. Clampett was not amused either. Drysdale scrambled into the room, attempting to save face. He loudly proclaimed that he would ensure she was severely punished for this unauthorized disguise. He suggested to Jed that the proper punishment would be to force her to carry the incredibly heavy bag of money all the way out to the car. He barked at her to go get it. Jed held up a large, calloused hand, stopping the nonsense instantly. He calmly stated that Miss Jane was not going to be toting out any money. Drysdale nervously agreed to forgive her, but warned Jed to keep a close eye on her. The commotion drew Jethro from the kitchen. He greeted the banker cheerfully. Drysdale demanded that Jethro get up from where he was sitting on the giant sack of cash. Jethro politely refused, explaining that his Uncle Jed did not want the banker to have it. Jethro announced he was going to sit on the money until his giant brain formulated a foolproof plan to rid the city of smog. Drysdale, his patience wearing dangerously thin, muttered that solving the smog crisis was a problem meant for a true genius. Jethro beamed, thanking the banker for the compliment, completely missing the sarcasm. Drysdale tried another tactic, suggesting Jethro go to the kitchen and eat a large meal. Jethro remained steadfast, declaring he would not let a single morsel of food pass his lips until he had whipped the smog problem. Drysdale, losing all composure, yelled at the boy to go get a large stick and physically hit the smog. Jethro frowned, noting that the banker was not being very helpful. Miss Jane, still trapped in her stifling uniform, looked at Jethro with sympathy. Jethro asked her to sit down and help him brainstorm. Miss Jane gently explained that the finest scientific minds in the entire country were currently working on that very problem, and it was not something easily solved. Jethro admitted he was not getting anywhere yet. Drysdale snapped at Miss Jane, telling her not to sit there wasting valuable time with an idiot. Jed stepped forward, his voice low but carrying a heavy weight of authority. He warned Drysdale to hold on. Just because Miss Jane was dressed in a funny outfit did not make her an idiot. The banker scrambled to apologize, ordering both of them away from the money sack. Jethro complained that it was incredibly difficult to think of brilliant, world-changing ideas with folks yelling at him all the time. He dramatically wondered aloud where Granny kept her hunting shotgun. Miss Jane attempted to educate the young man. She explained that the terrible air pollution problem would likely never be fully solved until someone invented a clean, efficient replacement for the internal combustion engine. Jethro's eyes lit up with sudden, fierce inspiration. He declared he would do exactly that. He asked what an internal combustion engine was. Miss Jane patiently explained it was the standard engine that powered the average automobile. She noted that the great hope of the scientific community was to eventually convert vehicles to run on steam or electricity. Jethro sprang to his feet, energized by his new life mission. He asked Mr. Drysdale what he should put his giant brain to work on first. A steam car or an electric car? Drysdale sarcastically suggested a gas turbine. Jethro waved his hand, stating he was not going to mess around with hats. He was strictly focused on automobiles. With Jethro distracted by his grand mechanical ambitions, Drysdale made a frantic lunge for the sack of money. Jed stepped calmly into his path, repeating his vow that the money was staying right there in the mansion. A desperate tug of war ensued over the heavy canvas sack. Jed offered a compromise. He would gladly dump all the cash out onto the floor, and Drysdale could take the empty sack back to the bank. Drysdale, nearly weeping with frustration, suggested Jed dump the money directly into his armored truck out front. Jed refused. Drysdale begged his secretary to draw her weapon and seize the funds. Miss Jane raised her chin, absolutely refusing to participate in such madness. Drysdale called her a traitor to the banking profession. Jed finally explained the core of his reasoning. He had promised the money to a fellow who had a guaranteed plan to get rid of all the smog. Drysdale groaned, assuming Jed meant Jethro. Jed clarified he meant Honest John. According to Jed, Honest John planned to drill a massive tunnel straight through the San Bernardino Mountains, install an incredibly large fan, and literally blow all the smog completely out of Los Angeles. Drysdale stared in stunned silence before declaring the idea utterly preposterous. Jed smiled, noting that the family liked the idea very much. Drysdale, realizing he needed to appeal to Jed's sense of scale, argued that the problem of smog was far too massive to be handled on a local level. It absolutely had to be solved on a grand national scale. He insisted that only the President of the United States could gather the massive brainpower and the astronomical amount of money truly necessary to combat the issue. He waved his hand at the sack containing $700,000, dismissing it as a mere drop in the bucket compared to what was needed. Jed frowned, thoughtfully absorbing this new information. He asked the banker exactly how much money the president would need. Drysdale wildly exaggerated, throwing his hands in the air and shouting that it would take millions, perhaps even billions of dollars. He suggested he just take this insignificant chicken feed back to the bank vault where it belonged. Jed held his ground, stating he needed time to study on the matter. Defeated for the moment, Drysdale turned his wrath entirely upon Miss Jane. He formally accused her of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank, citing cowardice in the face of action, failure to obey a direct order, treachery, and gross insubordination. He dramatically announced she was dishonorably discharged from her duties as a security guard and immediately reduced back to the rank of simple secretary. Miss Jane, flooded with immense relief, shouted an enthusiastic hallelujah. Drysdale spitefully added that she should not expect a Christmas bonus that year. Miss Jane smiled serenely, reminding him she had never received a Christmas bonus in all her years of loyal service anyway. Suddenly, a loud, hissing commotion erupted from the front driveway. Drysdale rushed to the window, gasping in horror. Jethro had taken the banker's pristine armored truck and miraculously converted the heavy vehicle to run entirely on steam power. Thick clouds of white vapor billowed from beneath the hood. Jethro proudly stood beside his creation, presenting the Jethro Bodine steam car as the ultimate answer to automobile air pollution. He declared he had perfected a clean engine. Drysdale, clutching his chest, stumbled back inside, muttering incoherently about clean engine jokes. Jethro bounded back into the living room, wiping grease from his hands. He announced to his Uncle Jed that Honest John would no longer be needing the money, as Jethro had single-handedly whipped the smog problem. Jethro proposed they use the giant sack of cash to mass-produce his magnificent steam car. Jed raised a hand, stopping his nephew's eager rambling. He solemnly recounted what Mr. Drysdale had told him, that a problem of this magnitude could only be handled by the president himself. Only the leader of the nation could bring together the vast necessary brains and money. Jethro grinned widely. He declared that here stood the whole kit and caboodle. He proposed he hop into his steam car, drive continuously all the way to Washington, pull up right in front of the Grand White House, and hand the president both the brains and the money in one convenient package. Jed gently curbed the boy's enthusiasm. He reminded Jethro that the money in the sack was, according to the banker, just a drop in the bucket. Now you have sympathy and understanding for her cause, Honest John noted, smiling inwardly. She is going to like you. I feel it. Can we go talk to her now? Jed asked, eager to help this poor, oppressed woman. I will ask her, Honest John said. The morning sun cast a golden hue over the sprawling estates of Beverly Hills, but inside the grand mansion of the Clampett family, the atmosphere remained firmly rooted in the industrious spirit of country living. Jed Clampett, a man of simple wisdom, towering stature, and immense wealth, stood beside his formidable mother-in-law, affectionately known to all as Granny. They were engaged in the serious business of house-cleaning, a task they approached with the same vigor they would have used in their old mountain cabin. Jed smiled warmly as he watched Granny working. Helping your Granny with the house-cleaning was a matter of family pride. Granny nodded, her eyes bright with energy. She pointed toward a small, furry creature scurrying diligently inside the wooden cabinet. It was Elmer, their pet raccoon, who was proving to be a surprisingly handy little companion. Jed chuckled, noting that raccoon fur was actually better than traditional feathers for picking up loose lint. Elmer seemed right proud to be helpful, scurrying about with happy enthusiasm. He truly was a dandy little duster. With the inside chores well underway, Jed suggested they take their dusters outside to shake them in the fresh air. Afterward, he instructed they could take the clean dusters upstairs and apply them to the dresser drawers in the large closets. Just then, Jethro, Jed's large and boisterously eager nephew, bounded into the room. His mind was buzzing with grand ideas, as it so often was. He brought up the matter of Honest John, a man they believed to be a trusted friend, who had never returned to pick up his massive sum of $700,000. Jethro, sensing an opportunity for enterprise, asked if he could have that money as an advance against his weekly allowance of 50 cents. Jed looked at his nephew with a gentle, knowing amusement. He pointed out that it would take quite a while to pay back such a staggering amount on 50 cents. A week. Jethro puffed out his chest, declaring that he was young and had plenty of time. Jed dryly countered that Jethro was not quite that young. Besides, Jed explained, Honest John needed that money to help fight the terrible city smog. The word sparked a fire in Jethro's imagination. He announced with absolute conviction that he would like to throw his own considerable brainpower into the fight against air pollution. He declared it a dandy cause. According to Jethro, the radio reports claimed that whipping the smog problem required two things: brains and money. Jethro reasoned that between him and his uncle Jed, they had the situation entirely figured out. Jed, always supportive but quietly skeptical of Jethro's intellectual leaps, simply agreed that they certainly had a leg up on the issue, before returning to his cleaning duties upstairs with Elmer. Ellie Mae, Jed's beautiful and kind-hearted daughter, watched the exchange with a bright smile. As Jed turned to leave, she suddenly remembered a telephone message. She called out to her father, informing him that Mr. Drysdale, their frantic and money-obsessed banker, had called. Mr. Drysdale was coming by the mansion to pick up the massive sack of cash. Jed paused, confused by the banker's sudden urgency. Ellie Mae explained that Mr. Drysdale had heard that folks had an order to keep $700,000 in cash lying around the house, and the mere thought of it had given the poor banker a terrible case of the hives from uncontrollable worrying. Jed felt a pang of sympathy for the banker's nervous condition, but he remained resolute. He had promised that money to Honest John to fight the smog, and a promise was an unbreakable bond to a Clampett. Granny, overhearing the conversation, marched into the room. She proudly announced that she, too, was thinking about jumping into the fight against the smog. Ellie Mae gently reminded them that Mr. Drysdale felt the money belonged safely back in the solid steel vault at the Commerce Bank, and he was absolutely determined to collect it. Jed shook his head slowly. He did not think he could let the banker have it. Promise was a promise. Jethro, puffing up with renewed purpose, declared again that he was going to fight the smog. Granny, crossing her arms, demanded to know exactly how the boy planned to achieve this miracle. Jethro admitted he did not know the exact details yet, but he reiterated his Uncle Jed's philosophy. Takes brains and money. Jethro confidently patted his own head, asserting that sitting right between his sideburns was a real brute of a brain. Granny rolled her eyes heavenward, muttering that the only brute Jethro possessed sat at the very end of his suspenders. Jed mildly suggested they ought to encourage the boy, even though Granny insisted Jethro did not know smog from applesauce. Jethro defended himself passionately, claiming he listened to the weather reports all the time. Just today, he proudly stated the city was experiencing light eye irritation. Granny scoffed, declaring that did not worry her one bit because she had naturally dark eyes. Meanwhile, miles away in the polished, sterile environment of the Commerce Bank, a very different sort of conversation was taking place. Mr. Milburn Drysdale was in a state of absolute panic. Pacing nervously behind his massive mahogany desk, he barked orders at his ever-loyal secretary, Miss Jane Hathaway. However, Miss Jane was not wearing her usual tailored business suit. Instead, she was uncomfortably stuffed into a bulky, intimidating security guard uniform, complete with a badge and a heavy cap. Mr. Drysdale viewed her with desperate satisfaction. He declared her a great partner and ordered her to go to the Clampett mansion, secure the money, and absolutely refused to take no for an answer. Miss Jane sighed, her shoulders slumping beneath the heavy fabric. She pointed out that he had forced her into the uniform to save the cost of paying a real guard, but she was convinced the scheme would fail miserably. She argued that Mr. Clampett would instantly recognize her. Mr. Drysdale, completely blinded by his obsession with keeping the Clampett millions in his bank, dismissed her concerns. He told her to simply rely on the disguise. He pushed her toward the door, urging her to retrieve the cash. When Miss Jane protested, wondering what she should do if the towering mountaineer refused to hand it over, Drysdale pointed frantically at the holster on her hip. He told her to use the gun. Miss Jane gasped in horror. She absolutely refused to shoot anyone. Drysdale backpedaled slightly, suggesting she just fire a couple of warning shots over Jed's head to prove she meant business. Miss Jane stood her ground, her moral compass unwavering. She firmly stated that if he wanted the money that badly, he could go and get it himself. Drysdale scoffed, calling her a disgrace to the uniform. Back at the mansion, the heavy front doors swung open, and Miss Jane, marching awkwardly in her oversized boots, stepped into the grand foyer. Jed Clampett looked up from his chores, his expression calm and welcoming. Miss Jane tried to deepen her voice, announcing that she was an armed guard sent to collect the $700,000. Jed politely but firmly replied that he did not think he could let the guard have it. Drysdale, who had cowardly followed Miss Jane and was hiding just outside the doorway, peeked his head in and desperately whispered to Jed. He warned Jed not to cross this particular guard, spinning a wild tale that the person in the uniform was a highly dangerous mad dog killer. Jed looked at Miss Jane, his eyes twinkling with gentle recognition. He politely asked if it was truly a fact that she was a mad dog killer, addressing her directly as Miss Jane. Miss Jane's shoulders dropped in defeat. She admitted her identity immediately, dropping the tough facade. Jed, shaking his head with mild confusion, asked what on earth she was doing dressed in such a "I need this money," Drysdale pleaded. "Uncle Jed does not want you to have it, so I am going to sit here until I think of a way to get rid of the smog," Jethro announced, his face set in an expression of deep, immovable concentration. Mr. Drysdale let out a strained laugh. "Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve." "Thank you," Jethro beamed, missing the sarcasm entirely. "I am working on it." Why do you not go out to the kitchen and eat something? Drysdale suggested, knowing the boy's legendary appetite was his weakest point. I thought I would not eat until I figured out a way to whip the smog, Jethro stated heroically. Well, go get a stick and hit it, Drysdale snapped, his patience fraying. You are not being any help, Jethro complained. Well, neither are you. Get up, Drysdale demanded. Not until I think of an idea, Jethro said, crossing his arms tighter. Mr. Drysdale pointed to Miss Hathaway. Jethro, get off the money. Here is an armed guard. He will shoot you. Jethro peered closely at the guard. Hey, mister. You look like your secretary, Miss Jane. I am Miss Jane, she confessed wearily. What are you doing wearing that outfit? Jethro asked, genuinely confused. It was dark when she dressed this morning, Drysdale interjected quickly. Now get off the money. See, Mr. Clampett is not going to let you take this money. Okay, then you take it, Drysdale ordered Miss Hathaway. Come on, get it out. Forget it, Miss Hathaway replied flatly. We might just as well go back to the office. Hey, Miss Jane, Jethro called out before they could turn away. Before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of the smog. Miss Hathaway softened her tone, looking at the earnest young man. Jethro, dear boy, the finest minds in the country are working on that problem. Yes, but I am not getting anywhere, Jethro sighed. Do not sit there wasting time with that idiot, Drysdale barked at his secretary. Now, hold on, Jed said, his voice carrying a quiet but unmistakable authority. Just because she is dressed funny does not make her an idiot. Mr. Drysdale realized he was losing ground rapidly. Get out from there, both of you. Mr. Drysdale, it is hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you. Jethro looked around the room, an idea forming in his head. Where does Granny keep her shotgun? I sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death. Miss Hathaway adjusted her glasses. Jethro, I am afraid that problem will not be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine. Jethro's face lit up like a sunrise. I will do it. I am on it. Hey, what is an internal combustion engine? Well, that is the engine that powers the average automobile, Miss Hathaway explained patiently. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity. Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? Jethro asked excitedly. A steam car or an electric car? Why not a gas turbine? Drysdale muttered, entirely uninterested. Oh, I am not going to mess with hats. Just cars, Jethro said with absolute seriousness. Jed stepped forward again. Mr. Drysdale, I have told you this money is staying here. Drysdale lunged forward. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money. It is my money. No, it is not, Jed countered peacefully. It is mine, Drysdale whined. Well, it is my sack, Jed pointed out logically. All right, I will dump the money out and you can have the sack, Drysdale offered, grabbing the thick canvas. Good, just dump it in that truck out front. It is staying here, Jed said firmly. But it is not safe here, Drysdale argued. Why, until you showed up. What? No, it is going back into my vault, Drysdale insisted. Oh, Chief, do not stand there, Hathaway. Use your gun. Miss Hathaway pulled out the heavy revolver, aiming it purely at the floor. That is an excellent idea. Stand back, Mr. Drysdale. I should hate to hit you. You traitor, Drysdale gasped, backing away. Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself, Jed said calmly. I have promised this money to a fellow that is going to get rid of all the smog. Not Jethro, Drysdale asked, a look of genuine terror crossing his face. No, no, Jed assured him. This fellow is going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan, and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles. Drysdale stared at him in utter disbelief. But that is a preposterous idea. Yes, we like it too, Jed smiled, completely genuine. Drysdale took a deep breath, trying a different tactic. Mr. Clampett, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally. It has to be solved on a national level. Is that a fact? Jed asked, intrigued. Only the president can get together the brain power and the vast amount of money necessary. Drysdale lied smoothly. Why, this $700,000 is not even a drop in the bucket. Well, how much does the president need? Jed inquired. Oh, millions, billions. Drysdale waved his hands dramatically. I will just take this chicken feed back to the bank. Jed considered this carefully. I will study on it, Mr. Drysdale. No, give up, Chief, Miss Hathaway advised. No. Hold it, Hathaway. I am not through with you, Drysdale snapped, turning his fury on his secretary. What now? You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank. Oh, big deal. For cowardice in the face of action. For failure to obey a direct order. For treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary. Hallelujah! Miss Hathaway sighed in profound relief. Do not expect a Christmas bonus this year, Drysdale spat. I have never had a Christmas bonus, she reminded him flatly. Well, do not expect one this year either. Now get the truck, Drysdale commanded. As they walked out to the expansive driveway, a massive cloud of hissing, white vapor billowed from the Clampett's old, reliable truck. Boy, what have you done to that truck? Drysdale coughed, waving the steam away from his face. Looks like the boob has set it on fire. Jethro stepped out of the swirling mist, covered in soot but beaming with absolute triumph. Jethro, what did you do? I converted this rascal to steam, Jethro announced proudly. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobile, the Jethro Bodine steam car. I have perfected a clean engine. Drysdale coughed violently. I am going back inside. I told you that for this clean engine joke. Uncle Jed, Jethro said, wiping grease from his forehead. Honest John is not going to be needing his money anymore now that I have whipped the smog problem. So I will use it to mass-produce my steam car. Hold on, boy, Jed said gently. According to Mr. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle a smog problem. Jethro's jaw dropped. The President of the United States? That is right, Jed nodded. He is the only one that can bring together the brains and the money. Jethro puffed out his chest, looking like a conquering hero. Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle. I will hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House and give him the brains and the money, all in one package. Hold on, boy, Jed cautioned. What you have got there is just a drop in the bucket, and it is not likely enough money either. Granny marched out onto the porch, wiping her hands on her apron, sparkling with delight as she gently guided a lively raccoon along the polished wooden shelves. Elmer needs the exercise. Elmer, Jed chuckled, watching the little creature scurry around inside the antique cabinet, his tiny paws moving with surprising efficiency. How is it going, Elmer? He is a handy little critter, is he not? Ellie Mae said, beaming with pride at her animal companion. He sure is, Jed agreed, nodding thoughtfully. That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lint. Jed, he seems right proud to be helping, too. Elmer is a dandy little duster. Granny, the fierce but loving matriarch of the family, marched into the room holding a large, feather duster. Well, let us take our dusters outside and shake them, she instructed briskly. Yes, okay. Ellie Mae agreed happily. And then you can take yours upstairs and hand them to the dresser drawers in the closet. Granny added, pointing toward the sweeping marble staircase. Just then, Jethro, a strapping young man with boundless energy and a mind that constantly churned with grand, albeit misguided, ideas bounded into the room. He had a look of deep, profound calculation on his face. Uncle Jed, Jethro began, his brow furrowed. Old Honest John has never come back to pick up his $700,000. Seeing as he is that way, can I have it as an advance against my allowance? Jed looked at his nephew, amused but slightly bewildered by the math. Your allowance is 50 cents a week, Jethro. That will take a while to pay back, Jethro admitted, rubbing his chin. But I am young. You are not that young, Jed replied with a gentle laugh. Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog. You know, I would like to throw my brain into the fight against smog. It is a dandy cause. Jethro's eyes widened with sudden inspiration. They say what it will take to whip the smog is brains and money. Well, if it takes that, we have got it made. Have we not? I reckon we have a leg up on it. Elmer and me will get busy upstairs. Fine, Ellie, Jed said as Ellie Mae and the raccoon bounded up the stairs. Granny paused, resting her hands on her hips. Oh, Jed, that reminds me. Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money. How come? Jed asked, a look of mild concern crossing his weathered face. Well, he said folks had an order to keep $700,000 in cash around the house. He has got the hives from worrying about it, Granny explained, shaking her head at the banker's delicate constitution. I am sorry about the hives, Jed said sincerely, but I promised this money to Honest John to fight smog. Jethro, who had paused on the landing, puffed out his chest. I am thinking about jumping into the fight against smog, too, Granny. Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank, and he is coming by to pick it up, Granny continued, ignoring Jethro's grand declaration. Jed stood firm, his moral compass unwavering. I do not think I can let him have it. Promise is a promise. I am going to fight smog, Granny, Jethro repeated, louder this time. Well, I told Mr. Drysdale that you might not let him have it, but he says he is coming by to pick it up, Granny told Jed, so that is between you and him. Granny, I am going to fight smog, Jethro insisted. Granny finally looked at him. How? Well, I do not know, Jethro admitted, scratching his head. But Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money. Between us, we are all set. You have got money, have you? Granny challenged. No, I am supplying the brains, Jethro said proudly, tapping the side of his head. Sitting up here between these sideburns is a real brute. Granny rolled her eyes. The only brute you have sits there at the end of your neck. I think we ought to encourage the boy. Jed, he does not know smog from applesauce. I do so, Jethro protested defensively. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today, we are having light eye irritation. But that does not worry me, because I have got dark eyes. Meanwhile, across town at the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, Mr. Drysdale was in a state of sheer panic. The thought of $700,000 sitting in a sack in a residential home was causing him physical pain. He paced his luxurious office, hatching a desperate plan. He turned to his loyal, highly competent secretary, Miss Jane Hathaway. That is a great partner you have got there, Jed, Drysdale muttered to himself, imagining the hillbillies losing the fortune. He looked at Miss Hathaway, whom he had forced to don a complete, authentic armed security guard uniform, complete with a heavy belt and a peaked cap. All right, guard. Go in there and get that money, and do not take no for an answer. Miss Hathaway tugged uncomfortably at the stiff collar of the uniform. You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a guard. But it will not work. Mr. Clampett will recognize me. I thought of that, Mr. Drysdale said, waving a hand dismissively. So just wear this disguise. Here we go. Looks great. Now get the money. But suppose Mr. Clampett will not let me take it? She asked nervously. Well, you have got a gun, Mr. Drysdale pointed out, his desperation overriding all logic. Use it. Miss Hathaway gasped in absolute horror. Oh, goodness. I do not need to shoot him. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him you mean business, Drysdale urged, entirely oblivious to the absurdity of his command. I will not, Miss Hathaway declared with absolute finality. If you want that money, go and get it yourself. A fine guard you are, Mr. Drysdale groaned, running a hand through his thinning hair. Why, you are a disgrace to that uniform. Later that afternoon, back at the Clampett mansion, the atmosphere was tense. A knock echoed through the grand hallway. Jed opened the door to find Mr. Drysdale and the very peculiar-looking security guard. Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody, Jed said politely. Oh, Mr. Clampett, this guard is here to pick up that $700,000, Mr. Drysdale announced, trying to sound authoritative. Jed looked at the sack of money resting by the sofa, then back to the banker. I do not think I can let him have it. Drysdale leaned in and whispered frantically to Jed. Look, whatever you do, do not cross him. He is a mad dog killer. Jed raised an eyebrow, looking closely at the small, familiar-looking guard. Is that a fact? Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jane? Miss Hathaway let out a long, defeated sigh and removed the heavy peaked cap. Of course not. Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform? She muttered to herself, echoing Jed's unstated question. Oh, goodness. If this is your idea of a practical joke, Mr. Drysdale, I, for one, do not appreciate it. Nor can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either. No, Jed said softly, though a gentle smile played on his lips. I do not see that she should be punished, Mr. Clampett, and I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it. Now, hold on, Jed intervened, stepping between them. She is not toting out that money. Mr. Drysdale threw his hands up in despair. Well, if you want to forgive her so easily, but keep an eye on her. Any woman who will dress up like that bears watching. As the adults bickered over the sack of cash, Jethro marched into the room and promptly sat down directly on top of the money bag. Hello, Jethro, Mr. Drysdale said, trying to force a cheerful tone. How do you do? Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Jethro replied, crossing his arms stubbornly. Hey, get up, home. How exactly come? Jed asked. Well, many, many long moons ago, my kind family deeply befriended the entire suffering tribe. Shifty fabricated wildly, when absolutely all other cruel palefaces were aggressively against them. The wise Indians deeply knew they could always safely find warm refuge directly in the loving home of a true shaper. It was totally nice of your good folks to safely take them lovingly in, Jed praised sincerely. Our proud family name has warmly become an integral part of the ancient Indian language, synonymous with pure hospitality, Shifty claimed. To this very precise day, to be kindly taken in is to be fully shapered. Later, they stood on a quiet, grassy patch of land, staring at a hastily erected, brightly painted teepee. Look, Jed, Granny pointed eagerly. I fiercely think I clearly see her. Is that her, Mr. Honest John? Jed asked, looking at the figure sitting cross-legged before the tent, draped in colorful blankets and sporting an enormous feathered headdress and thick face paint. Yep, Shifty confirmed softly. There she peacefully sits directly in front of her incredibly lonely teepee. the very last of the proud, noble Columbia Indians, the incredibly ancient and deeply venerable Princess Sitting Hawk. Does she peacefully sit right there all the exact time? Jethro asked, amazed. Day and long night, Shifty nodded solemnly. Bitter winter and hot summer, pouring rain or bright shine, she bravely keeps silent, unyielding vigil over her sacred home. You would strictly think they would nicely let her warmly stay completely inside the big white house, Jed mused sadly. It is rightfully on her very land. On the complete contrary, Shifty whispered, shaking his head. Why, they uniquely have massive cannons actively pointed to fiercely keep her permanently out. Well, if that totally does not completely beat all, Jed gasped in genuine outrage. Heavy cannons to strictly keep out a deeply poor, old 150-year-old peaceful Indian woman? You simply cannot hardly blindly blame her for understandably feeling deeply spiteful. Is that exactly why she fiercely wears all that bright war paint? Granny asked, squinting. Would you absolutely not if somebody fiercely pointed giant cannons directly at you? Shifty asked reasonably. Now, you profoundly have deep sympathy and true understanding for her righteous cause. She is totally going to deeply like you. I strongly feel it. Can we respectfully go smoothly talk to her right now? Jed asked, eager to help. I will formally politely ask her, Shifty said, stepping forward with his hands raised in a gesture of peace. He approached the heavily painted Flo Chattanooga. He intoned with fake solemnity. Choo-choo. Paleface Cayuga. Flo responded, playing along perfectly with the ridiculous gibberish. What precisely did you respectfully say? Jed whispered. I politely told her you were incredibly deeply friendly. Shifty translated smoothly. Good, Jed smiled warmly. Paleface Sequoia. Flo chanted, pointing a dramatic finger at Jed's height. She gracefully says you are incredibly tall. Shifty interpreted. She deeply likes that a lot. Paleface Anderosa. Flo continued, gesturing vaguely toward Jed's face. She deeply admires your fine mustache. Shifty added. Paleface Tippecanoe. Flo grunted. Shoshone too. She wisely says you are a perfect combination of the great Lincoln and Roosevelt. Shifty declared triumphantly. That is totally right, Cayuga of her, Jed said, trying to use the new word. Paleface Potawatomi. Flo said sharply. Nu, absolutely nu Potawatomi. What precisely was that? Jed asked, concerned. She urgently wanted to know if you are a dirty politician. Shifty translated. Tell her I am just a simple, honest farmer, Jed requested earnestly. Paleface Manitoba, Shifty said to Flo.
À Tallahassee, Flo replied, nodding sagely.
She is incredibly deeply pleased, Shifty assured Jed. Tell her I am a highly trained doctor, Jethro interrupted, wanting to impress the ancient princess. Paleface Squaw Zuni, Shifty relayed. Ah, deeply Zuni. Flo nodded again. She is completely very impressed, Shifty told Jethro. I absolutely did not get no clear Tallahassee strictly out of her, Jethro complained, having listened closely. Tallahassee. Flo quickly corrected herself. Tallahassee. That is much better, Jethro nodded, satisfied. Sass. Flo gestured toward the grass. Catchawan. She has kindly formally invited us to peacefully safely sit entirely down, Shifty announced. Well, maybe we had best safely get right down to serious business, Jed suggested, lowering his tall frame onto the ground. Ask her respectfully if she will happily sell me the entire historic White House property. I will happily gladly do precisely that, Shifty agreed. Tell her respectfully if she bravely does. I will actively do my very best to safely shaper her. Jed added kindly. What? Shifty coughed, surprised by the callback to his own lie. Take her warmly right into the big White House, Jed explained gently. Oh yes, of course, Shifty recovered quickly. But, Jed, Granny whispered fiercely, leaning close. We absolutely have not entirely been took safely in our own selves yet. Do not kindly worry, my deeply dear friends, Shifty promised with a broad, fake smile. Before this incredibly historic day is completely over, I totally promise you we will absolutely all be thoroughly and completely shapered. Suddenly, Flo began to moan softly, rocking back and forth and chanting low gibberish. What is Sitting Hawk fiercely doing in there? Granny asked, alarmed. She is deeply gracefully getting spiritual help directly from the ancient spirits. Shifty whispered reverently. Well, she ought to safely lay totally off, Jethro noted, completely misunderstanding. Sounds perfectly like she has fiercely had quite enough. Oh, absolutely no, Shifty corrected him. She is completely contacting the noble spirits of her brave ancestors who have peacefully gracefully gone to the incredibly happy hunting grounds, respectfully asking their ancient advice. I completely hope they gracefully deeply advise you to bravely happily sell me the historic White House, Jed said earnestly to the rocking woman. First exactly entire thing I am firmly going to completely do is happily peacefully take them awful heavy cannons far entirely away. Yeah, Jethro agreed. Looking fearfully safely down the dark mouth of a massive heavy cannon every single long day. Absolutely must uniquely happily be completely awful scary. Not the incredibly brave Sitting Hawk, Shifty declared dramatically. She is absolutely fearlessly courageous. Even the famous General Custer absolutely could safely not violently drive her uniquely right from this incredibly exact sacred spot. He violently tried, bravely did he? Jed asked, captivated by the fake history. The morning sun cast a bright, golden glow over the sprawling, meticulously manicured grounds of the magnificent Beverly Hills estate. Inside the grand mansion, the day had begun with the usual rustic charm that the Clampett family brought to their opulent surroundings. Jed Clampett, a tall, simple, and honest man with a thick mustache and a gentle demeanor, stood in the lavishly decorated living room. He watched with a warm, approving smile as his beautiful and kind-hearted daughter, Ellie Mae, cheerfully went about her chores. Ellie Mae was not cleaning the grand cabinets in any ordinary fashion. She had enlisted the help of a small, furry friend. Well, helping your granny with the house cleaning, huh? Jed asked, his voice filled with tender affection. Oh, yes, sir, Pa, Ellie Mae replied, her eyes